Oh boy! Do you know what time it is? Wake up! It's time to leave. It's finally 2025, and you know what that means? The year of Grand Theft Auto 6. Hold on, wait a minute, I almost forgot. Oh, sorry about that. I just had to take a hit from my copium machine. Now, 2025 in general is looking to be a massive year for gaming as a whole. Even late last year, we got a really solid Game Awards presentation, what we have to look forward to. But none of these future titles come close to the hype behind Rockstar's next release, Grand Theft Auto 6. GTA 6 might be the biggest and most hyped launch in all of video game history. I figured instead of spending the new year as a full-time GTA 6 Reddit moderator, that I could kick off Season 5 reacting to footage from the launch date of the GTA title that led to all this hype that we see today. So sit back, relax, and let's take a trip down nostalgia road. Oh, and Rockstar, release the second trailer already.
It's me, Matt! Oh! I'm devastated to announce that Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed until 2032.
You made me want to kill myself!
Hey guys, this is Jess from Curse, and we're here at the midnight launch of Grand Theft Auto 5. We've got tons of fans lined up outside the door. We already got pictures with a lot of them, which made me feel really good, actually.
Wait a second. Is that the girl from the Xbox Wheel of Misery video that we watched a while ago?
Oh, you just won an Xbox One!
Awesome. It's nice.
Awesome. Dude, are you more excited than that, or you're just a mellow guy?
Can I pay you not to get an Xbox One? It is! It is her! This must have taken place beforehand, too. Let's see what she was like before all that trauma.
And we're gonna be handing out some tacos, some soda, so let's go check it out.
Man, if that's what the lines were like for GTA 5, can you imagine what GTA 6 is gonna be like?
Have you guys played many of the Grand Theft Auto series before?
I played Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas, every Grand Theft Auto you can name.
San Andreas is the best so far, but this is gonna blow it away.
Yeah, I really only played Hot Coffee mod on San Andreas. I'm not too familiar about the other games, but I was told this one also has that mod. Wait a second. Aren't you the one in the mod?
What console are you picking the game up for?
PlayStation 3.
Xbox 360.
Xbox 360.
The Nintendo Wii.
Xbox.
PS3.
360.
360.
PS3. Both.
Both, dedicated.
Sorry, bud. I got you beat on that one. Not to mention, I bought it on PS5 and PC.
Flying planes, skydiving, roller coasters, golfing.
My favorite thing is in the multiplayer where all your friends get on motorcycles, they go off a cliff.
Wait a second. Does that say we do nails by hand and by drill? These came out perfect.
Uh-oh, they're letting us in, you guys. I think people are about to actually get their copies. Let's kind of follow them in and see what's going on.
I did it, guys. I did it. I finally got my copy of Saints Row 2. Fool this man!
Well, it is past midnight here at the GameStop in Huntsville, Alabama, where we just interviewed some people about Grand Theft Auto 5, what console they're getting that on.
Deep breath in and out. See, isn't that much better?
Personally, I'm getting that on the Xbox 360, but let me know what you guys are doing.
Thanks, I sure will. Now that we saw what things look like here in America, let's take a trip across the pond, the homeland of Oasis and Hot Cougars.
We've got over 300 stores open up and down the country. Customers really want to get their hands on this game. People are just really excited in terms of the...
What's that? Sorry, both. I couldn't hear you. It's a bit noisy in here with all this racket.
The things that they can do on GTA that they've never been able to do before.
It's the best game of the year, be real!
That's how big this game was back then. Nobody had even touched it, and it was already Game of the Year.
It's a bit of an experience. Like, I've met a load of cool guys here today that I didn't know. So I'll end up playing with online.
I'm very excited for the game coming out. I've been waiting 5 years for this game. I've loved all of the other ones. I've loved all the other GTA games. I thought, come down to the midnight launch, why not? They'll put on a bit of a spread. We've already got some nice freebies, so yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
Hey, does anyone know a translator? It's like a foreign language or something. I can't understand a word he's saying.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year! Oh yeah, bruv. Maybe turn it down a little bit with the cringe, right?
They've got a few tills in there. If they're doing 4 people at a time, it should fin up pretty quickly. It's only what? It does take long to cash in a game.
Yeah, it should be.
So it shouldn't be too bad.
The thing is, this is Grand Theft Auto. I would never queue for any other game in the world. I mean, I've loved Grand Theft Auto since I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
And this is the reason I'm queuing. I mean, it's just one of my favourite games of all time.
Well, as you can see, excitement was at an all-time high across the globe for this game. But how did it fare with parents and older adults? Let's find out.
It's a video game that is shattering sales records.
That is to say the least. There's a good chance the teenage gamers in your house may be, well, playing it as we speak.
Not now, my lord. I'm in the middle of hunting this good Samaritan. Yes, take them all off.
And the adult content in Grand Theft Auto 5 begs the question, do you know what your kids are playing? Eric Fink has much more in tonight's big story.
Oh, brother. More fear-mongering from the news about violence in video games?
You know, Michelle Rowland, the game made almost $1 billion in sales in just the first 24 hours.
Showed it your mother on the corner last night. That's a good one.
Fucking quiz! Places here in the Valley sold out, and some parents very cautious not to let their kids become influenced by Grand Theft Auto 5's racy images.
We already live in Canyon County, so there's a good chance that my children will be involved in crime at some point.
Well, I'm sorry, what?
My children will be involved in crime at some point.
Would love to see that on the cover. That's great.
Despite that less than ringing endorsement from a parent, the latest Grand Theft Auto is flying off the shelves.
Oh, shit.
Earning $800 million in just 24 hours. The shooting game not only features but glorifies murder, strong sexual content, and nudity.
No! Anything but nudity!
A game that allows you to pick up prostitutes and kill them and collect their money.
You hear that, little Timmy? That's what your dad calls a refund.
I don't know if that sends the most family-friendly message.
Remember, everything he just listed is not required to beat the game.
VIP game store owner Bill Greenway says that is exactly why GTA 5 is so popular with younger gamers. It gives them the chance to defy their parents.
Gee, wouldn't that be a better thing if, you know, your kid was just playing a video game instead of going out and snorting pixie sticks with a couple of NPCs down the road at the local strip club?
The mere fact that you make something controversial and tell kids of a certain age that you can't do this, well, automatically that's like pulling up the honey pot in the midst of a bunch of flies. It's like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that? Pachung, I'm going there.
I like this guy's t-shirt. It screams, I'm formal, but also I'm here to LAN party.
The store opened up here Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. with 25 copies of GTA 5 on hand. It had sold out in less than 4 hours.
Wow, 25 copies. What are we gonna do? Everyone, shut down the streets.
Owners say that's unprecedented.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hey Google, zoom in on that guy's balls. What do we have here? Looks like copy number 26 to me.
For a small independent game store like this. Gamer Sam Fortner would let his kids play the game.
I would be able to explain to my kid the difference between real violence and fake violence. That's the responsibility of a parent to teach their kid right and wrong.
Ooh, shots fired. You hear that, Timmy? Sounds like we have a new world's best ad.
Playing a video game where you kill somebody is different than actually killing somebody.
It is?
Fortner calls Grand Theft Auto 5, no matter how violent and graphic, just another art form.
Exactly. See, look at me. I turned out completely fine.
An artist is making a video game. An artist makes a painting a kid might not like. But should the kid not be able to walk into a museum and look at that piece of art?
Mommy, what's that?
Now, the company behind Grand Theft Auto 5 set an age restriction of 17 and up for buyers. VIP Game Store is required to check IDs.
I'm 18. I can play the game. Please don't call the cops on me. And on the bright side, you get a free meal. What are you in for? I'm never getting out of here.
Fuck you, Rockstar. Release GTA 6. Don't wanna hear about some delay. 2025 release is where it fits. I'm sick and tired of checking Reddit. Yeah. Been waiting years for this goddamn game. Rockstar takes us around, it's a fucking shame. No trailer to no date, no game. Still praying hard, it ain't a delay. Hey.
Few companies in the gaming world left as deep as an impact as Rockstar Games. Known for pushing boundaries, creating immersive worlds, and courting controversy, Rockstar has built a reputation as a developer that isn't simply about making video games. They create cultural phenomenons. But the journey to the top wasn't instant or easy. Rockstar's history is one of experimentation, evolution, and risk-taking spanning over 2 decades of groundbreaking titles. From their humble beginnings as DMA Design in Dundee, Scotland, to becoming the creators of some of the highest-grossing and most beloved games of all time. Buckle up as I take you down the nostalgia road to Liberty City and we look at the history of Rockstar Games. Freedom. Free at last. Is that Paul's limo? Yeah, I gotta go. He's in the car. So let me get this straight. All because I tried to buy a copy of GTA 5 with a fake ID, which we then determined was real, I have to make a whole video on the history of Rockstar Games. You're lucky you got off that easy. You should have seen the guy that leaked the GTA 6 footage. But the last one took forever, Paul. Fine, have it your way. Drive or pull over. Oh shit, here we go again.
It's me, Matt! I'm excited to announce that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be released on the Nintendo Switch 2 in 2046.
Before Rockstar Games became the household name, they were DMA Design, founded by David Jones in 1987. Initially focused on quirky, innovative games like Lemmings, DMA was already showing its knack for addictive, creative gameplay. When Take-Two acquired DMA in 1998, they rebranded the company as Rockstar Games. So let's take a look at some of the earlier games that helped shape their journey. The original Grand Theft Auto was bold, innovative, and unlike anything else on the market. Played from a top-down perspective, the game put players in the shoes of a criminal looking to climb the ranks of the underworld by stealing cars, completing missions, and leaving a trail of mayhem in their wake. What made it stand out was the freedom it offered. Sure, you could follow the missions, but you could also explore the city, run over pedestrians, and outrun the police for hours on end. What a great day. I'm so glad I took this vacation. The game's gritty tone, irreverent humor, and open-world mechanics were groundbreaking, even if its graphics and controls were a bit rough around the edges. GTA wasn't a massive hit at first, but it sparked enough controversy, thanks to its violence, to gain attention. And more importantly, it planted the seeds for the juggernaut franchise that it would become. With GTA 2, DMA refined its formula. The sequel introduced multiple gangs with distinct personalities, each vying for control of the city. Players could align themselves with different factions, taking on jobs to earn their trust or betray them for bigger rewards. This faction system added depth to the gameplay and a strategic element to the chaos. The game's world was also livelier and more reactive. Cars followed traffic rules when they weren't being stolen by you, And police became even more aggressive as your crime spree escalated. While still using the same top-down perspective, GTA 2 was more polished and ambitious than its predecessor, paving the way for the 3D revolution that was just right around the corner. In the mid-90s, Earthworm Jim was a cult favorite, known for its bizarre humor and creative level design. When the series made the leap to 3D, Rockstar served as the publisher. Unfortunately, Earthworm Jim 3D struggled to replicate the charm of its 2D predecessor. The game followed Jim as he explored his own mind, battling inner demons in colorful and surreal environments. While the premise was as wacky as ever, the clunky controls and outdated visuals held it back a bit. Though not a hit, Earthworm Jim 3D showed Rockstar's willingness to take risks on quirky, offbeat projects while during this experimental phase. Not shortly after Tony Hawk's Pro Skater took over the skateboarding genre, Rockstar entered the fray with Thrasher: Skate and Destroy. Unlike its flashy competitor, Thrasher focused on realism. It wasn't about pulling off impossible combos or grinding telephone wires. It was about mastering the basics of skateboarding, from balance to momentum.
Hold on one second, Craig. Mom, are the Hot Pockets ready? No, it's okay, I can talk. I'm telling you right now, I'm not coming over to play Tony Hawk, though. It's ass. It's absolutely horrible. There's no way that that game gets a sequel. Thrasher: Skate and Destroy is where it's at, bro.
The game had a gritty underground vibe, complete with urban environments and a pop-runk aesthetic. It also featured a unique battle system that made falling off your board hilariously brutal. While it didn't achieve the same fame as Tony Hawk, Thrasher earned respect for its authenticity and laid the groundwork for Rockstar's love of subcultures and countercultural themes. A tank combat game set on alien planets, Wild Metal was one of Rockstar's more obscure early titles. Players would control tanks equipped with futuristic weapons, battling enemies in vast open environments. While the concept was simple, Wild Metal featured a strategic layer that required players to carefully plan their attacks and manage resources. The destroyed landscapes and slow, methodical gameplay gave the game a unique feel, even if it did make a huge splash in the gaming world. It wasn't a blockbuster, but it reflected Rockstar's early interest in vehicles and dynamic environments, elements they'd later perfect in their flagship titles. This period was a time of growth and experimentation for Rockstar. They were still finding their voice, dabbling in different genres and styles, but the seeds of the future success was clearly visible. With Grand Theft Auto leading the charge and their ambition growing with every release, Rockstar was ready for a new era, the 3D revolution. The dawn of the 21st century marked a pivotal moment for Rockstar Games. With the release of the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube, gaming was entering the era of 3D open worlds, and Rockstar was at the forefront. Before we get there though, let's take a look at some of the games that built up to this revolutionary moment. 2000's Midnight Club Street Racing was Rockstar's first foray into the world of underground street racing. This wasn't your typical racing game. Instead of predefined tracks, players navigated through sprawling open cities, finding their own routes to checkpoints. Set in New York and London, the game introduced a vibrant street culture inspired by legal racing scenes. The dynamic nighttime environments, neon-lit streets, and exhilarating sense of speed set it apart from traditional racers of the time. While the game's story was minimal, its open world structure and focus on player freedom laid the groundwork for Rockstar's future hits. It also cemented Rockstar's love for vehicles as more than just tools. They were extensions to the player's identity and character. If Midnight Club was a love letter for urban racing, Smuggler's Run was all about off-road chaos. Also developed by Angel Studios, this game tasked players with delivering contraband while dodging law enforcement and rival smugglers across vast, rugged landscapes. The game's expansive maps, destructible environments, and high-stake chases showcased Rockstar's growing ambition in creating immersive open-world experiences. Though it wasn't a massive commercial hit, Smuggler's Run helped set the tone for Rockstar's knack of adrenaline-pumping action and environments that felt alive. Published under the Rockstar banner, but developed by Bungie West, yes, the same Bungie that would go on to create Halo, Oni was an ambitious third-person action game inspired by anime classics like Ghost in the Shell. Players controlled Konoko, a badass cyberpunk operative navigating a dystopian future filled with conspiracy and combat. Oni combined hand-to-hand martial arts with gunplay, offering a unique blend of action that was ahead of its time. While its gameplay was a little bit clunky at times and its story didn't fully land, Oni reflected Rockstar's willingness to experiment with bold, genre-blending ideas, even if they didn't always hit the mark. Here it is, the game that changed everything. Grand Theft Auto 3 was far more than a step forward for Rockstar. It was a seismic shift for the entire gaming industry. Moving away from the top-down perspective of its predecessors, GTA 3 introduced players to Liberty City, a fully realized 3D metropolis teeming with life, crime, and opportunity. For one of the first times, players could explore a vast open city from a third-person perspective. Liberty City felt alive, with pedestrians wandering the streets, cars honking in traffic, and news reports reacting to your in-game antics. The freedom to do whatever you wanted, follow story missions, go on a rampage, or simply just cruise through the city was unprecedented.
What a great day. I'm so glad I took this vacation.
The game's gritty narrative, inspired by mobster films like Goodfellas and The Godfather, introduced memorable characters like Claude, the silent protagonist, and Catalina, the backstabbing femme fatale. Combined with a killer soundtrack featuring multiple radio stations, each with its own unique vibe, GTA became an instant classic. It was also the first game in the series that introduced a top player to Rockstar Games' future, Laszlo.
That's a stupid clown.
Listen, I'm not a clown. Dude, I've been around. I used to do coke off of toilet seats. I took payola.
Laszlo was a radio DJ who would work with Rockstar for years to come, focusing on the radio and story scripts as well as a persona in the series, and the game's success established Rockstar as a force to be reckoned with. It also didn't come without its debates about violence in video games, a controversy Rockstar leaned into rather than shied away from, cementing their reputation as gaming's ultimate rebels. The sequel to Smuggler's Run took everything fans loved about the original and cranked it up a notch. Larger maps, more varied missions, and a stronger narrative focus, Hostile Territory felt like a step forward for the series. Set against the backdrop of global conflict, players smuggled goods across war zones while dodging military patrols and rival factions. The game's chaotic action and expansive terrain showcased Rockstar's growing expertise in creating dynamic environments. Though it didn't reach the same heights as GTA 3, it remained a solid entry in Rockstar's early catalog. Developed by Remedy Entertainment and published by Rockstar, Max Payne brought a new level of cinematic storytelling to gaming. The game was dark, gritty, and unapologetically noir. What truly set Max Payne apart, though, was its gameplay. The introduction of bullet time mechanics allowing players to slow down time for stylish, Matrix-inspired gunfights. It was revolutionary to the video game industry. Combined with its graphic novel-style cutscenes, hard-boiled dialogue, and haunting atmosphere, Max Payne was a critical and commercial hit, solidifying Rockstar's reputation for delivering mature, story-driven games. As a break from their usual fare, Rockstar released State of Emergency, a chaotic beat-em-up set during a violent uprising against a dystopian corporation. Players could roam city streets, battling waves of enemies with everything from baseball bats to bazookas. Its repetitive gameplay and lack of depth left it feeling like a missed opportunity. Still, State of Emergency showed Rockstar's willingness to tackle politically charged themes, a trend that would become a hallmark of future work. Based on the 1969 film, not the later remake with Mark Wahlberg, The Italian Job was a charming mission-based driving game. Players would reenact iconic scenes from the movie, zipping through cities in Mini Coopers and completing heists. While it didn't push any boundaries, the game's lighthearted tone and tight driving mechanics made it an enjoyable addition to Rockstar's lineup. With the massive success of GTA 3, Rockstar had proven that open-world 3D games were not just a niche, they were the future, and the studio wasted no time capitalizing on this moment. If GTA 3 was revolutionary, Vice City was the cultural explosion that followed. Set in a neon-soaked, cocaine-fueled version of 1980s Miami, Vice City introduced players to Tommy Vercetti, a charismatic and ruthless criminal voiced by the famous actor Ray Liotta. Where GTA 3 laid the technical groundwork, Vice City added style and personality.
What a great day. I'm so glad I took this vacation.
The city was vibrant and alive for its time, from its pastel Art Deco buildings to its bustling beachfronts. The game's story also channeled iconic crime dramas like Scarface and Miami Vice, offering a tale of betrayal, ambition, and access that felt straight out of Hollywood. Perhaps most iconic was Vice City's soundtrack, a time capsule of the 80s featuring artists like Michael Jackson, Blondie, and Hall & Oates. The music, combined with the game's humor and slick presentation, made Vice City an instant classic that sold millions of copies and became a pop cultural phenomenon. Midnight Club 2 took the open city racing formula of its predecessor and cranked up the intensity. With improved graphics, faster cars, and larger cities to explore, including Los Angeles, Paris, and Tokyo, the sequel built on everything that made the original great. The game also introduced motorcycles, adding variety to the high-speed chaos. With its vibrant street racing culture, dynamic weather effects, and customizable vehicles, Midnight Club 2 was a hit with the fans of fast cars and urban nightlife. It showed Rockstar's ability to improve on their established franchises, keeping them fresh and exciting. Speaking of sequels, the sequel to the critically acclaimed Max Payne was darker, moodier, and more polished. Max Payne 2 continued the story of its tortured protagonist, diving deeper into his psyche as he navigated a gritty tale of love, betrayal, and vengeance. The gameplay even refined the original bullet time mechanics, making them smoother and more cinematic. The graphics and animations were also a huge step up, with more realistic character models and detailed environments. Though it didn't sell well as its predecessor, Max Payne 2 earned praise for its mature storytelling and stylish action, solidifying Max as one of gaming's most iconic anti-heroes. Few games in Rockstar's catalog have been as controversial as Manhunt. This stealth-based survival horror game put players in the role of James Earl Cash, a death row inmate forced to participate in a brutal snuff film. Guided by the sadistic director, players had to navigate dark, grimy environments while using stealth and improvised weapons to take down enemies in gruesome ways. While critics praised the game's tension and atmosphere, its extreme violence drew backlash from media outlets, politicians, and even other developers. The game was even banned in several countries, including New Zealand and Germany, due to its disturbing content. The controversy escalated even further in 2004 when Manhunt was linked to a real-life murder in the UK where a 17-year-old was accused of killing his friend in the same way that some claimed mirrored the game's executions, although it was determined later on that Manhunt had no connection to the crime. The incident still fueled moral panic around violent video games, with politicians calling for stricter regulations. Retailers like GameStop and Walmart even pulled the game from their shelves, while Rockstar defended Manhunt as a work of horror fiction and not a murder simulator. Despite, or perhaps because of it, Manhunt became a cult hit, proving once again that Rockstar wasn't afraid to push boundaries and tackle dark, unsettling themes. The game's notoriety even led to a sequel, Manhunt 2, which faced even harsher censorship battles, with some versions heavily edited to avoid adults-only ratings in the US.
Okay guys, we need something crazy for this next game. What do you got? I need something, I need ideas, I need out of the box. We're Rockstar Games. We need to break the mold and get controversial. I don't know, sports game maybe? Horrible. What about a pole dancing game? That's a sport, right? No.
Yes, what about a game where you have to help somebody make a snuff film? That sounds original.
Yeah, good idea, Milton. You know what, Mike?
It's Milton.
Whatever, Mitch. You just got yourself a fucking game.
Before Red Dead Redemption became a household name, there was Red Dead Revolver, a spaghetti western-inspired action game. Originally started by Capcom before being acquired and completed by Rockstar, the game followed Red Harlow, a gunslinger on a quest for revenge. While more linear and arcade-like compared to the open-world successors, Red Dead Revolver was packed with charm. Its stylized visuals, unique characters, and cinematic presentation captured the essence of classic westerns. It wasn't a massive hit for Rockstar, but it laid the foundation for what would eventually become one of Rockstar's most beloved franchises. If Vice City was Rockstar perfecting their formula, San Andreas was Rockstar breaking the mold and creating something entirely new. Set in a sprawling state modeled after California and Nevada, San Andreas was 3 times the size of its predecessors, with 3 distinct cities, Los Santos, San Fierro, and Las Venturas, and vast countryside all in between.
What a great day. I'm so glad I took this vacation.
Players got to step into the shoes of Carl Johnson, or CJ, a former gang member returning home to Grove Street after the murder of his mother. What followed was an epic story of family, betrayal, and ambition as CJ rose from the street-level gangbanger to a high-rolling kingpin. The game introduced RPG-like mechanics, allowing players to customize CJ's appearance, skills, and even his physique, from hitting the gym to binging on fast food. It also featured countless side activities, from gambling in Las Venturas to driving trains and flying planes. With its massive scope, unforgettable characters, and iconic soundtrack spanning multiple genres, San Andreas wasn't simply a game, it was a cultural event. It remains one of the best-selling and most beloved games of all time. But of course, that wasn't without its controversy. Few controversies in gaming history have been as explosive as the hot coffee mod in GTA San Andreas. Initially hidden within the game's code, Hot Coffee was an unfinished and disabled minigame that depicted an interactive sex scene between the protagonist and his in-game girlfriends. While these scenes were never meant to be accessed by players, modders on PC discovered the content and released a patch that unlocked it, igniting a firestorm of controversy.
I love Hot Coffee. Holy sh**.
By the time Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition hit shelves, Rockstar's racing series had already established itself, if not the leader, a close second in the arcade racing genre. But this entry took the franchise to new heights, combining high-speed thrills with unparalleled customization, all wrapped up in the glitz and glamour of car culture. The collaboration with Dub Magazine brought a heavy focus on car customization, allowing players to modify almost every aspect of their vehicles. From your common performance upgrades to intricate paint jobs, rims, and even neon lights. For car enthusiasts, Dub Edition was more than just a racing game. It was a love letter to the automotive culture. The game spanned 3 sprawling open-world cities, San Diego, Atlanta, and Detroit. Each city had its own unique vibe. From Atlanta's winding streets to Detroit's industrial landscapes, players could free roam to find hidden races, discover shortcuts, or simply enjoy cruising to killer soundtracks featuring artists like Lil Wayne, The Game, and Fat Joe. Gameplay was a perfect balance of accessibility and challenge, with intense high-speed races that rewarded skillful use of nitro boosts, drafting, and well-timed cornering. Players could even choose from a variety of vehicles, including muscle cars, tuners, SUVs, and motorcycles, each with distinct handling and performance. What truly set Dub Edition apart was its style. From the slick menus to the flashy in-game visuals, the game exuded confidence and coolness. It took more than just winning races. It was about showing off your ride and dominating the streets in style.
Throw some D's on that. Second thought, maybe not.
The game also introduced several new modes, including club races, where players could join car clubs and compete against rival crews for dominance. This, combined with its extensive multiplayer options, ensured that Dub Edition had a long-lasting appeal for both solo players and those looking to race their friends. Based on the cult classic 1979 film, The Warriors was a beat-em-up that recreated the gritty streets of New York City. Players controlled members of the Warriors gang as they battled rival factions and tried to survive the night after being framed for murder. The game expanded on the movie's story, giving players a deeper look at the gang's origins and rivalries. With its visceral combat, stylized visuals, and faithful adaptation of the film's tone, The Warriors was a love letter to fans of the movie and a standout in Rockstar's catalog. Set 3 years before the events of GTA 3, Liberty City Stories returned players to the gritty streets of Liberty City. This time they controlled Tony Cipriani, a mobster working his way up the ranks of the Leone crime family. While originally the game was designed for the PSP, it retained the open-world chaos and cinematic storytelling that fans loved about the mainline GTA series since 3. Players would explore a familiar yet slightly altered version of Liberty City, engaging in missions ranging from gang warfare and political corruption. The game introduced new mechanics previously unavailable in GTA 3, such as motorcycles and wardrobe changes, making it feel fresh. Liberty City Stories was a massive success for Rockstar, proving that the GTA formula could thrive on a handheld system without sacrificing depth or scale. A year after Liberty City Stories, Rockstar brought players back to the sunny and dangerous streets of Vice City. Set in 1984, 2 years before the events of Vice City, the game followed Victor, or Vic, Vance, a soldier turned criminal trying to build an empire while navigating family drama and the dangers of the drug trade. Vice City Stories expanded on Vice City's formula, adding more ambitious features like empire-building mechanics. Players could take over businesses, defend their turf, and grow their criminal empire, a feature that felt like a precursor to some of the systems seen in GTA Online. The game also took full advantage of the nostalgic charm of the 80s, with another incredible soundtrack featuring hits from Phil Collins, Blondie, and more. It retained the humor, style, and atmosphere of the original Vice City, while offering a fresh perspective on its world. Though technically constrained by the PSP hardware, Vice City Stories managed to feel just as vibrant and engaging as its console counterpart, making it another success for Rockstar's handheld ventures. Rockstar took a break from crime and violence, sort of, with Bully, a game that traded gangsters and guns for schoolyard cliques and slingshots. Players controlled Jimmy Hopkins, a troubled teenager navigating the social hierarchy of Bulworth Academy, a boarding school filled with bullies, nerds, and corrupt faculty. While lighter in tone than GTA, Bully still remained Rockstar's signature humor and edge, tackling themes of adolescence, rebellion, and authority. The game's open-world structure allowed players to explore the school and surrounding town, attend classes, pull pranks, and, of course, get into fights.
What's up, Shouts? Have you guys ever played Thrasher, Skate, and Destroy? You guys really should. It's a lot of fun. I'm playing it back at my dorm if you're interested.
Bully was a critical success, praised for its charm, wit, and unique setting. It proved that Rockstar could step away from crime dramas and still deliver a compelling, unforgettable experience. After the controversial impact of the first Manhunt, Rockstar decided to push the envelope even further with Manhunt 2. Released in 2007, this sequel was darker, gorier, and even more continuitous than its predecessor. The game followed Daniel Lamb, a former scientist suffering from amnesia, as he uncovers the horrifying secrets of his past with the help of a psychotic ally, Leo Casper. What set Manhunt 2 apart was its psychological angle. While the first game leaned heavily into the brutality of its snuff film premise, the sequel focused on themes of mental illness, government conspiracies, and moral ambiguity. The story delved into disturbing territory, with Daniel torn between reclaiming his humanity and succumbing to his violent tendencies. From a gameplay perspective, Manhunt 2 retained the stealth-based mechanics of the original, but introduced environmental kills and an even darker atmosphere. The game's executions, already controversial, were toned down in the US release to avoid an adults-only rating, though unedited versions circulated elsewhere. The backlash was immediate, with several countries banning the game outright. Despite, or perhaps because of its controversy, Manhunt 2 remains a fascinating example of Rockstar's willingness to explore the darkest corners of human nature, no matter the cost. By the end of this phase, Rockstar had not only mastered the art of open-world gaming, but also demonstrated their ability to explore new genres, settings, and themes. From the streets of Vice City to the halls of Bulworth Academy, their games offered unparalleled freedom, depth, and creativity. This era cemented Rockstar's place as one of the most innovative and influential studios in gaming history. Up next was the HD era, where Rockstar would take their ambition and storytelling to greater heights. As the gaming industry transitioned, not that in the high definition, Rockstar embraced the power of the new consoles. With bigger budgets, advanced technology, and bold creative visions, Rockstar was cracking their biggest experiences yet. Before jumping into massive open worlds, Rockstar surprised everyone with table tennis. Yes, you heard that right. A hyper-realistic ping pong game. Using the newly developed Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, or RAGE, table tennis was essentially a technical showcase for the cutting-edge graphics, animations, and graphical fidelity the engine could achieve. While it may seem like an odd choice, the game was a hit with critics and players alike. Praised for its tight mechanics, addictive gameplay, it also hinted at the level of realism and polish Rockstar would soon bring to their flagship franchises. When GTA 4 arrived, I remember buying a 360 just for this. It was a cultural event. Rockstar rebuilt Liberty City from the ground up, crafting an astonishing, detailed, and lifelike version of New York City. Players would step into the shoes of Niko Bellic, an immigrant chasing the American dream, only to find it's riddled with corruption, crime, and betrayal. The leap in storytelling was monumental. Niko was a layered protagonist gripping with guilt, morality, and a violent past. The supporting cast, from Roman's comic relief to the menacing Dimitri, it felt like real people, each with their own motivations and quirks. Gameplay-wise, GTA 4 introduced more realistic driving physics, covered-based shooting, and dynamic worlds where NPCs reacted to your actions. What a great day. I'm so glad I took this vacation. The game's multiplayer mode also set the stage for Rockstar's future endeavors in online gaming. With its darker tone and grounded storytelling, GTA 4 redefined the possibilities of open-world games, and remains a landmark title. Rockstar's love for fast cars and urban nightlife roared back in Midnight Club LA. Set in a beautifully recreated version of LA, the game featured a seamless open world filled with traffic, dynamic weather, and iconic landmarks. Players could customize cars and motorcycles with an impressive level of detail, from paint jobs to performance upgrades. The game also introduced a night-day cycle, which affected traffic patterns and the city's vibe. While it didn't reinvent the wheel, Midnight Club LA was a stylish and polished entry in the series, appealing to fans of high-speed thrills. Following Liberty City and Vice City stories on handhelds was no small feat. For GTA's next handheld adventure, Rockstar would take a bold approach. Chinatown Wars returned to a top-down perspective reminiscent of the series' origins, but with a modernized gameplay and a sharp, comic book-inspired art style. Set in the HD version of Liberty City, the game followed Hung Lee, a young Triad member seeking revenge for his father's murder. Despite the hardware limitations on the DS and PSP, Chinatown Wars delivered a full-fledged GTA experience, complete with an open world, diverse missions, and even a controversial drug-dealing minigame.
Yes, yes. I make it rain on them hoes.
Critics praised the game for its innovative use of touchscreen controls and its ability to capture the essence of GTA on smaller platforms. It proved once again that Rockstar could adapt their formula without losing what made it special. With Red Dead Redemption, Rockstar didn't just revisit the Western genre, they redefined it. A spiritual successor to Red Dead Revolver, this open-world epic told the story of John Marston, a former outlaw forced to hunt down his old gang to protect his family. Set in the dying days of the Wild West, the game featured a sprawling and stunning detail to open world filled with dynamic wildlife, NPCs with their own schedules, and random events that made the world feel alive. Players could engage in activities like hunting, poker, and dueling, immersing themselves in the rugged frontier lifestyle. But it was a story that truly set Red Dead Redemption apart. Marston's journey was both personal and epic, filled with unforgettable characters and moments. The game's emotional ending left a lasting impact on players, solidifying its place as one of the greatest games of all time. Developed by Team Bondi and published by Rockstar, LA Noire was a departure from the studio's usual fare. Set in 1940s Los Angeles, this detective thriller put players in the role of Cole Phelps, a war hero turned LAPD officer. The game's standout feature was its groundbreaking facial capture technology, which allowed for realistic expressions and nuanced performances. This was crucial for gameplay, as players had to read suspects' faces during interrogations to determine if they were lying or telling the truth.
Your wife was brutally beaten with a socket wrench handle, then stomped to death. How do you think that looks, Jacob?
Officer, you're crazy. You have no idea what you're talking about right now.
While it wasn't an open world game in the traditional Rockstar sense, LA Noire impressed with its meticulous attention to detail, compelling narrative, and unique gameplay mechanics. It showcased Rockstar's ability to experiment with new ideas while maintaining their signature polish. Nearly a decade after the release of Max Payne 2, Rockstar revived the series with Max Payne 3. Set in Brazil, the game followed an older, grizzled Max as he worked as a private security contractor while grappling with his past demons. The game retained the series' signature bullet time mechanics but modernized them with fluid animation and cover-based shooting. The gritty narrative was filled with twists, betrayals, and moments of heartbreak, staying true to the series' noir roots. Max Payne 3 also featured a robust multiplayer mode, complete with customizable characters and dynamic environments. Though it divided fans with its tonal shift and focus on action, the game was praised for its stunning visuals, intense gameplay, and gripping story. The HD era marked a turning point for Rockstar. These games weren't just technical marvels, they were emotional, cinematic experiences that pushed the boundaries of what video games could achieve. From the gritty streets of Liberty City to the untamed frontier of the Wild West. Rockstar's commitment to detail, storytelling, and innovation solidified their place as one of the most respected developers in the industry. With the groundwork laid in this era, Rockstar was ready to take the next leap with the modern era, delivering some of the most ambitious and beloved projects to date. The modern era marked the continuation of Rockstar's reign. GTA 5 wasn't just another chapter in the long-running series, it was the most ambitious and technically impressive GTA to date. Or at least originally for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 before later being ported to newer consoles, GTA 5 raised the bar for what was possible in open-world gaming. The game followed three distinct protagonists, Michael, Trevor, and Franklin, each with their own storylines that intertwined in a chaotic and explosive narrative. This was the first time in the series that players would seamlessly switch between multiple characters, creating a dynamic and varied gameplay experience. Los Santos, the game's fictionalized version of Los Angeles, was a sprawling and living and breathing city that felt more alive than ever. The world was packed with activities.
What a great day. I'm so glad I took this vacation.
From stock market speculation to yoga, and players could interact with NPCs in meaningful ways. The game also introduced a robust online component, GTA Online. GTA Online began as a multiplayer mode within GTA 5, but over time it evolved into a behemoth of its own right. Rockstar transformed the game into a living, breathing world that expanded with frequent updates and new content. In GTA Online, players could customize their own character, own property, participate in heists, races, and even run their own businesses. The game was an ambitious experiment in persistent online worlds, and its success has only grown over the years. Rockstar regularly released free updates adding new cars, missions, weapons, and events, ensuring that the game never felt stagnant, at least for a while. The game's free-form nature allows players to forge their own path, whether you're pulling off elaborate robberies or simply driving around causing chaos. What made GTA Online so compelling was its ability to evolve with its player base. Rockstar's attention to detail and commitment to keep the game fresh and exciting meant that GTA Online was a permanent fixture in gaming culture. It also set the stage for Rockstar's future in online gaming, showing just how important the online experience could be for long-term engagement. If GTA 5 is a modern masterpiece, then Red Dead Redemption 2 was a revelation. This prequel to the original Red Dead Redemption took players back to the dying days of the Wild West, following Arthur Morgan and the Van der Linde gang as they try to survive in a rapidly changing world. Red Dead Redemption 2 was a massive step forward in Rockstar's storytelling prowess. The game's narrative was emotional, tragic, and deeply human, with Arthur's journey filled with internal conflict and a sense of inevitable doom. But it was more than just a story, it was the world. Rockstar's attention to detail in Red Dead Redemption 2 was unmatched, with living, breathing ecosystems where every animal, every PC, and every element of nature played a role in making the game feel like a real world. The game featured a dynamic weather system, day-night cycles, and realistic interactions with NPCs that made the world feel like a true frontier. Players could even engage in a variety of activities from hunting, fishing, poker, and drinking at the local saloon. There was also numerous side stories, hidden treasures, and random encounters that kept players on their toes. RDR2 also introduced Red Dead Online, an online component that allowed players to live out their cowboy fantasies in a shared world. While it started with a focus on PvP gameplay, it gradually evolved into a more expansive experience with new content, missions, and activities. Although not as well received as GTA Online, it is still a decent example of how to build an online game. RDR2's visuals were groundbreaking, with stunning landscapes and a level of detail that was virtually unmatched, even today. Red Dead Redemption 2 was a technical marvel, earning widespread acclaim for its realism, emotional depth, and dedication to the craft. In 2021, Rockstar reintroduced 3 of the most iconic games in its history, with the release of Grand Theft Auto: The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition. This remastered collection included GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, updated with modern graphics, new lighting systems, and improved gameplay mechanics. While the remasters were initially met with some criticism regarding bugs and visual inconsistencies, the release served as a reminder of just how far Rockstar had come in terms of technical capabilities. These classic titles laid the foundation for everything that followed in the GTA series, and revisiting them with a modern lens showcased the evolution of open-world games. Despite the mixed reception of the remasters, the trilogy gave a new generation of players an opportunity to experience the games that had defined an era of gaming. As we look to the future of Rockstar Games, there's one question on the minds of every gamer. What comes next? The anticipation for GTA 6 is nothing short of historic. Fans have been speculating for years about the next installment in the GTA series. While official details remain scarce besides the first trailer that came out over a year ago, Rockstar has made it clear that GTA 6 will take full advantage of the latest technology, with rumors hinting at a sprawling dynamic world that'll be far more detailed and interactive than anything we've seen before. Set in Vice City and the surrounding area, it is expected to feature multiple protagonists similar to GTA 5, with more nuanced stories, deeper character development, and a bigger, much more alive world to explore. What a great day. I'm so glad I took it. Fans also expect significant advances in AI and NPC behavior, making the world feel even more alive. With GTA Online becoming an ever-evolving experience, it's likely that the online component of GTA 6 will be just as expansive, offering players endless amounts of opportunity for chaos, collaboration, and competition. As the gaming world holds its breath, the hype surrounding GTA 6 has reached fever-pitch highs, with many speculating it'll redefine the open-world genre all over again. While GTA 6 is the primary focus for Rockstar, they also have plenty of other franchises with untapped potential. Been long clamoring for a sequel to Red Dead Redemption 2, or even a return to the Bully series, and Rockstar knows that there's immense demand for both. Given Rockstar's attention to perfection, it's likely that any future releases will be just as meticulously crafted and awe-inspiring as their previous titles. Whether it's revisiting old memories or creating entirely new worlds, Rockstar's creative future is filled with excitement. Through all of its successes with GTA, Red Dead, Bully, Max Payne, Midnight Club, and beyond, Rockstar has proven time and time again that it's not just a developer, it's a pioneer. Each new release pushes the limits of technology, creativity, and storytelling. And the games they've produced have become landmarks in gaming history. As we look ahead, Rockstar's legacy continues to grow, with GTA 6 poised to take the world by storm. Whatever the future holds, one thing is certain: Rockstar Games will remain at the forefront of gaming. Fans are ready for the next revolution in open world gaming, and Rockstar is ready for it. Man, talking about all these perfect games makes me want to try and find a way to play GTA 6 early. I wonder what the dark web has. That's probably nothing. FBI, open up! Oh, shit.
From Liberty City to the Wild Frontier, every game they drop is a legend this year. High-speed chasing, shots in the night, Red Dead riding till the break of daylight. They give us worlds where we break the rules, no hand-holding, just chaos and tools. From Vice City heat to the neon glow, every street, every mission, every story they show. Rockstar Games, kings of the fight, building worlds where we own the night. Guns, cars, outlaws, fame, nobody plays like Rockstar Games.
Oh man, I am so bored. I've played Kingdom Come 1 and 2, Split Fiction, and Kingdom Come 1 and 2, if you know what I mean.
My daddy taught me a few things too, like how not to rip the skin by using someone else's mouth.
I feel quite hungry. Man, I wish there was just something else to do.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes
Is that what I think it is?
my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
Finally, a convention I haven't been banned from yet.
It's me, Matt. Would you like to join my dad's Minecraft server, Mineforgecraft? I've got business cards here.
Boo! Get off the stage, bitch.
Ah, video game conventions. A magical realm where the air is thick with excitement, overpriced energy drinks, and the unmistakable scent of 1,000 Smash Bros. Tournaments. A place where grown adults will sprint like Olympic athletes for a free tote bag, and we're standing in line for 3 hours to play 10 minutes of a game you could have just pre-ordered. But you may be asking, nostalgia, why do we do this? What compels thousands of people to squeeze into a convention center wearing costumes, dodging strollers, and paying $15 for a slice of pizza that legally shouldn't be called food? Are we here for the games, the culture, the merch, or are we simply chasing that beautiful fleeting moment when you find Hong Kong 97 for $1? Today on Nostalgia Road, we're diving headfirst into the world of video game conventions. The hype, the horrors, the hidden gems, and of course, the unspeakable terror that is the convention bathrooms. Ooh. Whoa! What are you doing in here with that camera? You can't film in here. Yeah. One of the biggest draws of any video game convention, the guests. Those legendary figures who exist in the magical realm between internet person and actual human being. These are the developers, voice actors, streamers, and industry legends that make fans go full side quest mode just to get an autograph, or selfie, or, if the gods are kind, a quick awkward conversation that they'll cherish forever.
Oh, what is that god-awful smell?
You know them, you love them, and when they show up at a convention, they bring news of upcoming games, cut content, and behind-the-scenes stories that will make you rethink your entire childhood. Sometimes they'll drop juicy industry secrets like how your favorite boss fight was originally way harder, or how the team had to crunch so many hours that they started hallucinating. And if you're lucky enough, they'll even tease a new project. And if you're unlucky, they'll announce a game that won't come out for another 7 years and will probably undergo 3 art style changes before the release. I'm looking at you, Square Enix.
Come on, kids, your moms loved me back in the day when they would call up the power line. I was the sexy voice in the intro. Rick never stood a chance.
There's nothing quite like hearing the actual voice of a character you grew up with. You'll be walking by a panel room when all of a sudden, boom, David Hayter's talking about being dummy thick.
But I'm dummy thick.
Or maybe you're in line for an autograph, and the real Mario just hit you with a "It's me," causing your soul to leave your body momentarily. Voice actors are some of the most beloved guests because they bring their characters to life. Just don't be that person who asks them to recite an entire in-game monologue on the spot. They're actors, not trained Pokemon. Ah yes, the influencers, the content creators, the faces behind your favorite top 10 hardest boss fights, and the people who scream their way through the Five Nights at Freddy's for millions of views.
Okay, so the first night is never usually that bad in any of the games, so I'll play through.
At conventions, these folks are the equivalent of seeing an NPC you didn't expect in real life. You spot them across the vendor hall, and for a brief moment, your brain short circuits. I know that person, but they don't know me. But I know way too much about their pet cat. Meeting them can be surreal. Some are super chill and down for a chat, and others, well, some of them are speedrunning their meet and greet like it's a Games Done Quick event. Either way, they're proof that gaming has turned regular people into celebrities, and that screaming at horror games on Twitch might actually be a viable career path. Just don't tell my parents.
Is that Hulk Hogan? What is he doing here?
Back to you, maniac, Mike!
And then there are the guests that make you go, wait, why are they here? Maybe it's a random TV actor from a show that vaguely had a video game adaptation. But no matter who they are, they add to the glorious, chaotic energy of a convention. And at the end of the day, that's all we really want. An excuse to geek out, meet our heroes, and maybe, just maybe, get a selfie that'll make all of our online friends jealous.
And today we're going to be talking about how the government is trying to shut down 3D boobs in video games.
Boo, get off the stage, bitch.
The sacred art of sitting in a dimly lit room for an hour, absorbing gaming wisdom, industry gossip, and, if you're lucky, some unhinged Q&A moments that'll live rent-free in your brain forever.
On the bright side, at least it's not a big panel. And we're going to be talking about today why your credit is fundamental, and the best way to build your credit is a BAT credit card.
Boo, get off the stage.
These are the ones that people camp out for, the main event, the E3 level hype. The reason someone abandoned their friends and ran across the convention hall like it was a battle royale. We're talking major game reveals, deep dives into upcoming releases, and developers hinting at features so vague you'll be analyzing it like a GTA 6 trailer for a year. If a new trailer drops, the room erupts. Grown adults scream like they just won the lottery. Of course, there's always the risk of the delay announcement. One moment the devs are all smiles, the next they hit us with a classic. We need a little more time to make this the best game possible. And the entire room lets out a collective groan.
Oof. Tough crowd. But at least on the bright side, it's not a niche panel. And today we're going to be talking about why Chris Chen may be responsible for 9/11.
Not every panel is about massive game launches though. Some are for the real fans. The ones who want to know what it was like to code on the N64, and why every JRPG protagonist from the 90s had the same exact haircut. These panels are gold. Developers and designers tell wind behind-the-scenes stories about how a boss fight was originally way harder, or how a random bug ended up turning into a major game feature. It's the kind of stuff that makes you go, wait, so gaming history is just one big accidental genius moment? By the end of the convention, you'll have attended at least one panel that completely changed how you see a game, developer, or the gaming industry as a whole. Or at the very least, you'll have a great story about how you accidentally walked into a lecture on the cultural significance of dating sims.
I'll fucking do it.
If video game conventions are a giant multiplayer lobby, then cosplayers are the players who showed up in maxed out customization settings. From screen-accurate armor builds to last-minute cardboard masterpieces. Cosplay at a convention is both an art form and extreme sport. These brave Dark Souls spend months crafting, sewing, gluing, and sometimes even engineering their costumes, only to spend the entire weekend dodging door frames, balancing 10-foot wingspan, and sweating through the layers of foam like a true warrior.
There's too much fucking shit on me, I can't breathe.
Cosplay at conventions exists on a beautiful, chaotic spectrum. The ones who spent 3 months 3D printing a perfectly accurate Doomslayer helmet, only to realize they can't actually drink water while wearing it. They pose dramatically, and you know what? They may actually be the character they're portraying, so game respects game. And of course, who can forget the cosplay groups? Those squads of friends who roll up coordinated outfits, turning the convention floor into a live-action crossover event. It's a delicate balance between being flattered and wondering if you'll ever make it to the vendor hall before it closes. For those who go beyond casual cosplaying, the competitions are where legends are made. These are full-scale spectacles judged by actual professionals, with categories for craftsmanship, performance, and sheer commitment to the bit. Just be careful if you go as PewDiePie, though.
What a fucking
At the end of the day, cosplaying at a convention isn't just about looking cool, it's about celebrating the games we love, meeting fellow fans, and occasionally realizing too late that you made your costume way too uncomfortable to sit down. But that, my friends, is the true cosplay experience.
Say, do you by chance happen to have a copy of Hong Kong 97 on the Super Nintendo? I've been looking high and low, but I can't find it anywhere.
We now enter the vendor hall, where dreams are bought, sold, and occasionally shattered when you see the price of a factory-sealed Earthbound. Among the towering Funko Pop displays and the guy selling mysterious anime grab bags that absolutely contain something you don't want, lies the real treasure trove, retro game booths. This is where the true hunters gather, armed with wish lists, price-checking apps, and a dangerously optimistic belief that they'll find a cheap copy of Chrono Trigger. Spoiler alert, they won't.
Aww.
Navigating these booths is a skill in itself. You'll see the wide-open newcomers excitedly grabbing an NES cartridge, unaware that loose copy just means the cartridge. No box, no manual, just the game and a decades accumulated of nostalgic dust. Then there are the veterans, the seasoned collectors who know exactly what they're looking for.
Holy shit! Is that Metallica pinball? Dude, I would do anything to be at a Metallica concert right now.
But the thrill of the hunt keeps us coming back. Maybe you'll stumble upon the one obscure PS1 game you've played at your cousin's house once, and have been trying to remember ever since. Maybe you'll find a copy of Final Fantasy VII that isn't priced like it comes with a piece of Cloud Strife's soul. Or maybe, just maybe, you'll strike retro gaming gold. The legendary undervalued game priced by someone who has no idea what they have. It's the dream, the myth, the unicorn of the vendor hall. And if you find it, you hold it up like Link with the Master Sword, basking in the glow of your triumph, before immediately getting distracted by a table selling custom Game Boy shells in every color imaginable.
Well, that just about does it for me. Wait a second. Is that a copy of Pokemon Ass?
And just like that, the convention is over. The merch bags are full, the wallets are empty, and your feet feel like you've walked through the entire open world without unlocking fast travel. You've met your favorite creators, survived the vendor hall price wars, and witnessed some of the best cosplay builds known to mankind. And somehow ended up at a niche panel about economics in game item shops, which shockingly was fascinating. You already know that you'll do it all over again next year, because video game conventions aren't just about the games, the panels, or even the free swag. They're about the experience, the shared excitement with friends, the community, and the pure joy of being surrounded by people who love this weird yet wonderful world of gaming just as much as you do.
Whew. That was sure a fun trip, but boy am I exhausted. I think it's time to play some Mario Kart on the Switch. Where's my Switch?
Incoming FaceTime. From Editor Josh, do not answer.
What do you mean you spent all that money to go out to a gaming convention? You told me you couldn't pay me the $939,000 you owe me for editing because you had no money left. You better lawyer up because I'm gonna sue this.
You have one new voicemail.
Hi, this is Brent calling from GameStop. I'm reaching out to Nostalgia Road about the 7 Nintendo Switch 2 Mario Kart bundles that you pre-ordered. They're now in, so you can come in and pick them up at any time during store hours. Thanks.
They massacred our boy. So much potential down the drain. What am I gonna do for another year? Oh man, that funeral sure was a drag. I mean, for real, what am I gonna do from now until May 26, 2026? Oh wait, I know. Let's play some GTA 4.
Nico, it's Roman.
Not now, cousin. I'm playing GTA 4.
It's me, Matt. Where's luxury condo? Where's sports car? Where's Barbara with big titties and Stephanie who sucks like a vacuum? What are you talking about?
Welcome to Liberty City. You wish you never left the boat. Liberty City. Everything my cousin tells me about. Even the smell. This place smells like shit.
Welcome to Liberty City, the concrete jungle where dreams are buried under 6 feet of potholes and broken physics. It's like New York City if New York City had its soul extracted and replaced with the sound of traffic and existential dread.
Man, this really brings me back to the days of making cringy YouTube videos in my 14-year-old pubescent voice.
Stand up to the streets of Liberty City.
I didn't pay you.
Did not pay me.
Here's a shotgun. How many times?
Shotgun.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Don't you dare go looking for that.
In Vice City, you had neon lights, palm trees, and blow-fueled disco fever. San Andreas had jetpacks, gang wars, and a sky so blue it made Sonic jealous. Liberty City has weather. Specifically overcast Russian war crime weather. I mean, the whole city looks like it's been filtered through a dirty mop.
Everything's gray. The sky's gray, the cars are gray, the buildings are gray, even the pigeons are gray.
It's like somebody turned the saturation slider all the way down and said,
yeah, now this looks like fun.
And everyone you meet looks like they've either committed a felony or are thinking about it real hard.
Can't I just have a good time for once in my life?
It's not the city that never sleeps. It's a city that took an Ambien, tripped downstairs, and sued its own mother.
Your Honor, my client clearly stated that his mother snuck Ambien into his drink when he refused to stop playing Sonic 06. Thus, as you can tell, resulting in some physical and emotional injuries and damages.
But somehow, it works. Because you're not here to be happy. You're here to survive. You're here to climb out of a shipping container with $20 in a dream, only immediately to get hit by a taxi, robbed by a crackhead, and asked to go bowling by your cousin. A lot.
Nico, it's Roman. Let's go bowling.
And you know what? It's kind of beautiful. Beautiful in the way a raccoon dragging a slice of pizza through a sewer is beautiful. Let me introduce you to our main man, Niko Bellic, Eastern European, war-torn, and stoic. Niko is one of the most fascinating protagonists in any GTA game. This guy shows up to America with the energy of a man who's been through 37 different war crimes, and a discount therapy session in a Chuck E. Cheese bathroom.
Listen, Chad, I've only got 5 minutes left in my break, so why don't you just tell me what's bothering you this week? Let me guess, did your cousin invite you to bowling again? Must be f***ing nice, Chad.
He's got trauma, like actual trauma. He comes to Liberty City to start fresh, to escape his past, to build a new life, to pursue the American dream. He's lured in by his cousin Roman, who sends letters from America like he's living in a Scarface mansion.
Say hello to my little friend!
Spoiler alert, Roman lives in a one-bedroom shoebox above a crackhead named Jimmy, and drives a car that was legally declared a war crime by the Geneva Convention.
Jesus!
Oh dear sweet bowling-obsessed Roman, this man could be on fire, actively on fire, and still call you to play darts. Why is annoying me his only f***ing hobby? Why doesn't he ever want to do literally anything else? How much bowling can one man physically tolerate before his arms just fall off?
And the worst part is, you get punished for ignoring him. That's right, you ignore Roman for too long, you're a bad cousin.
Your friendship rating drops, and you lose access to perks like the free cab rides and getting beat up at family barbecues. This game simulates guilt tripping. It's not a mission mechanic, it's an emotional hostage situation. And that's not even counting Niko's moral compass, which spins like a fidget spinner in a damn microwave. The dude will give one deep monologue about betrayal and regret, and then in the very next scene he's running over a hot dog vendor while screaming in Siberian. What makes it even better is the game wants you to feel sympathy for him. Niko has this whole arc about trying to find the man who betrayed his unit during the war.
How much more betrayal can I take?
Hello?
Niko, you owe me a lot of goddamn money, you motherfucker.
Sorry, wrong number. This isn't Niko.
I didn't buy GTA to live out the anxiety of ignoring calls. That's what my real phone is for. But somehow, even with all the awkward pacing and moral contradictions, Niko remains oddly compelling. He's sad, he's violent, he's confused, he's basically a walking antidepressant commercial.
Hello?
Niko, my cousin!
For the last time, Roman, I'm not going...
at the strip club?
Strip club, you say? Roman, you were right. This place is great. I'm still not going bowling with you, though. Mom?
And in a weird way, that's what makes GTA 4 special. It's not about being a cool gangster or a criminal mastermind. It's about being a tired guy with a weird accent trying to navigate capitalism, trauma, and a cousin who thinks bonding means hitting pins in a smoke-filled alley for 6 hours straight. It's the American dream, but just make it Slavic. Now, in past GTA games, driving felt slick. Vice City, you were practically surfing. San Andreas, cars felt like they had traction, like physics existed. But GTA 4 said, what if every car handled like it was made entirely of jello and regret? I mean, seriously, what is this? You tap left, the car doesn't even turn, it weaves. Like it's trying to avoid child support. You hit the brakes, and instead of stopping, the car slides halfway into a different burrow. Try to make a sharp turn, and suddenly you're doing an involuntary Tokyo drift, straight into a mailbox, 3 pedestrians, and a hot dog cart operated by a guy named Frank, who didn't deserve this.
Maybe I should go back to GTA 5 and see how that driving is, because I remember it being pretty good. On second thought, I was wrong. GTA 4's driving is definitely better.
And you can feel the weight of every car. Not in a cool realism way, no. In a, this car drives like it's filled with expired yogurt and bowling balls kind of way. And knowing that we hang out with Roman, it's probably filled with bowling balls. Every vehicle handles like you're transporting 600 pounds of crack in the back seat. Even motorcycles, especially motorcycles. You ever sneeze while riding a bike in GTA 4? Congratulations, you're dead. You so much as breathe wrong and hit a bump, and Niko flings himself like he's trying to qualify for an Olympic long jump. Police AI in GTA 4 is like putting 5 feral raccoons in a blender and handing them a badge. They will throw themselves under your car just to make the arrest feel more cinematic. You'll be trying to get away down a one-way street, and then all of a sudden, 5 Crown Vics pile drive themselves through a burger shop.
Yes. Can I please have 2 number 9s, a number 5 large, a number 6 with extra deep in the hole?
And the best part? If your car flips, and trust me, it will flip, that car is toast. There's no rolling it back over like in GTA 5. Thankfully, this time around it doesn't blow up. But that still means you're shit out of luck. And that's if the physics don't just decide to yeet you into another dimension. And sure, there's ways to avoid this. You could always take a cab to your destination, but then you're paying out the nose and watching a cutscene while your cabbie gives a TED talk about pizza. But you know what? After a while, you get used to it. You adapt. You learn to drift through hell itself with a deadpan face and a middle finger out the window. Because GTA 4 doesn't care about you. It dares you to survive. And that's kind of beautiful in a Stockholm Syndrome kind of way. You'd think by 2008 Rockstar would have nailed shooting mechanics, right? I mean, they've only made like 1 billion games involving guns, but somehow GTA 4 decided to reinvent the wheel. Except that wheel is square, and made of broken glass, and occasionally just explodes for no reason.
So let's talk about the basics. Shooting.
Every time you pull that trigger, it feels meaty. There's weight behind the gunplay, like the bullets have somewhere to be, and they've got a one-way ticket to mayhem. When Nico lines up a shot, it's not just point and click, it's personal. The lock-on targeting is smooth. You snap onto a target and boom, you're ready to make surgical decisions. Kneecap, shoulder, head, your call. It's precision but with flavor. And the enemies don't just drop, they react, stagger, stumble, scream. It's like a symphony of ragdoll physics that makes every encounter feel dynamic and messy in the best way possible. It's not about mowing down waves of faceless baddies, it's about every bullet feeling like a choice, a moment, a statement. GTA 4's gunfights don't ask if you're ready, they assume you are, hand you a piece and dare you to make it cinematic.
This is beautiful, isn't it? The blood stains all over the warehouse match the dead bodies on the carpet perfectly.
And speaking of blood, everyone in this game apparently is filled with 6 gallons of raspberry jam. You shoot a guy once and the blood sprays everywhere. He spins, falls, does a weird death yoga pose, and bleeds out like someone popped a ketchup packet in the microwave. Now, to Rockstar's credit, this was the first GTA with a proper cover system. In theory, it works. In practice, though, the cover system is like trying to hug furniture during a seizure. And then there's the melee combat, which is just pure confusion. You mash the attack button and Nico throws punches like a drunk stepdad at a bowling alley. The animations are a bit stiff, weirdly delayed, and half the time your opponent counters you by screaming profanities and punching you in the throat. It's less John Wick and more middle school fight behind the Cluckin' Bell. But nothing, and I mean nothing, beats the sheer horror of a 3-star police shootout. You pop one guy, cool. Then 2 more show up. Okay, that's pretty manageable. Then you shoot the second guy, and suddenly it's raining ice trucks, and the theme music for Cop starts playing.
What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
More cops will spawn in, helicopters circle overhead, and you try to run to the back door and get flashbanged by a guy who rappelled in through the ceiling of a diner. And yet, there's a weird charm to all of it. Because when you do win a fight, and once you get good you will, you feel like you've earned it. You feel like a sweaty, bloodied war god emerging from the ashes of a busted hot dog stand with $36 and a grenade you picked off a corpse. You feel alive. And then you finally evade that 6-star wanted level, step into the street, and get hit by a taxi.
Ah, yes, GTA 4 online mode. Remember that? No? Exactly.
Back in the dark ages before GTA Online became a cryptocurrency death cult, GTA 4 had its own multiplayer mode, and it was something. You could do death matches, races, cops and robbers, and there was a few missions as well. But 90% of the time you were in free roam, which pretty much just devolved into everyone standing around trying to figure out how to emo, and then eventually shooting each other. The lobbies, though, were weirdly quiet. And this is back in the day where there was no repercussions for what you said with a microphone.
Fucking I own you, little bitch. You can't play this game, man. Get out of the tank and then let's see who wins.
But you know what? It had something that modern day multiplayer lacks. Vibes. It wasn't about grinding cash or unlocking flying Lamborghinis. It was about the 3 a.m. car chases through foggy streets, then launching your friend off a swing set and doing absolutely nothing for 2 hours. All just because you could. So, what do we do now? Want to bowl? Yeah, okay, works for me, dude. Let's go bowling. Let's go. This was the first GTA on consoles that had online. The only time previously was San Andreas Online, and that was only on the PC. You may not have been able to save up money or build empires, but it was ours. A sandbox that many of us never forgot, and it was glorious. Now let's talk about the Rage engine. This baby was cutting edge back in 2008. It powered everything: driving, shooting, the physics, the ragdoll flailing of NPCs who tripped over a curb and suddenly entered a Tony Hawk death spiral. And also, let's not forget Euphoria, the secret sauce baked into Rage. Instead of pre-baked death animations, GTA 4 said, what if NPCs had a soul? A soul that panicked every time they fell. You shoot someone in the leg, then they stumble like they just got bad news at a family barbecue. Crash into a guy, he'll bounce off your windshield like a pool noodle full of broken dreams. And while this made the game feel real, it also made it feel a bit weird. Yes, as you can see right here, I found that this man flew into the sky 36 feet because he stubbed his toe. Interesting. So here we are. We've shot the guns, crashed the cars, rage quit 20 missions, lost 3 girlfriends, dodged 50 pigeons, and accidentally launched Roman off a pier during a joyride gone wrong. Or did it go right? And after all that, we ask, was GTA 4 really that good? Or was it just a beautifully rendered, emotionally devastating Russian requiem for a dream with worse driving? So let's back up. Because in GTA 4, despite everything, some of the janky combat, the moody physics, Roman constantly yelling about bowling, was somehow a masterpiece. To me, it's a grimy, depressive, cigarette-burned, concrete-slathered masterpiece. You load into Liberty City and it immediately punches you in the face with 50 Shades of Grey. And not the fun kind, the sad, depressing kind. The kind where the sun comes out for 2 seconds a day and pigeons still manage to poop on you in the shade. The game world doesn't want you to succeed, it wants you to endure. Take our boy Niko Bellic for example. The man didn't come to America to get rich or chase dreams. He came here to flee the horrors of war, escape his past, and maybe, just maybe, find some goddamn peace. So naturally, the first thing Niko does is get roped into organized crime by a drunk cousin in track pants, and a mob boss who looks like he sells knockoff Blu-rays in a strip mall. He has PTSD, like real, actual PTSD. The man spends half the game talking about atrocities he witnessed, then immediately commits 3 of his own because some guy in a nightclub called him a slur, and now the mission objective changes to waste him. It's heavy, it's dark, and it's not afraid to rub your face in it. Liberty City isn't the normal video game world. It's like a pressure cooker of poverty, corruption, and broken promises. People don't win here, they survive. They hang on day by day, getting pulled deeper into the mud by people pretending they're going to give you a ladder. The only American dream you'll find in this game is the one that ends in a shootout in the burger shop parking lot. And that's the genius, because GTA 4 doesn't want to be fun, it wants to be real. And not realistic in the sense of going to put gas in your car every other mission, but real emotionally. And spoilers, but Niko doesn't become rich. He doesn't retire in a mansion. Even if you do all the right things, the game still kills someone you love and leaves you in the rain. It's art, but like the kind of art you find in a museum where it's just a pile of trash and a dead person labeled the modern condition. And then you stare at it for 5 minutes going, do I get it? Do I feel something? Why am I sad? I only came here to shoot people and kill hookers. But you do feel something. You care. You care when Niko gets screwed. You care when other people betray him. You care when he just sits in the car silently after a mission, staring at nothing. Because this game hurts, and it'll make you care by hurting you too. And there's no karma meter. It's just you, a gun, and a decision you're gonna question while lying awake at 3 a.m. wondering if you did the right thing. And no matter what option you pick during certain missions, someone always loses. And Niko never gets closure. He never ends up getting therapy or even taking a vacation. He just gets more violence, guilt, and one last ride home in silence. Even with both endings, both versions feel like emotional flat tires. Now, before you ask, I'm not including the DLC from GTA 4. I'm saving that for a later video so I can milk this whole GTA 6 launch for everything it's got. There's no happy ending. There's just a quiet ending. One where Niko walks away from the graveyard, soaked in rain, barely saying a word. And that's how Rockstar decided to end this epic crime saga. No fireworks, no big getaway, no beach sunset, just the sound of traffic and the cold, uncaring city breathing behind you. And somehow, even after all that, it's perfect. Because GTA 4 isn't just about crime, it's about consequence. It's about what happens after the cool car chase, after the heist, and after the bullets stop flying. It's about what it costs to be a criminal, a killer, and a human being who's just trying to get by in a world that never cuts you a break. So yeah, it's clunky, the driving sucks at times, and the cover system is possessed by demons. But it also made us feel something real. And in a medium full of power fantasies and cartoon violence, that's rare. So what did you guys think about GTA 4? Personally, it was my favorite in high school growing up, and even still better than 5 to this day. Let me know what you think in the comments down... Weird?
Niko, we're going bowling, you fucking show.
Oh, I'm not Niko. You got the wrong...
Yeah, I got a strike. Holy hell, man, I'm really good at this. Is the bigger number good or bad? I can't tell. Why does my score say 300? Is that good or something? Oh my god, I just got a turkey. Gobble gobble, dude. 3 strikes in a row.
Bop it. Pull it. Twist it. Commit tax evasion.
What?
Rob a bank. Hijack a plane. Delete your YouTube channel, you fucking loser. Do it, do it, do it.
What? Man, I'm so bored. I wish I had my Switch to play, but Tiger still hasn't shipped it back to me yet.
And I never will.
Wait a minute. Isn't the Switch 2 coming out? What the fuck? Wow. This may really be the first Nintendo console I don't buy at launch.
Play with me, Dylan. Please play with me. I have Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess also in HD.
Besides the Wii U.
Introducing the Switch 2, now with graphics so real you'll try to blow on the cartridge and your therapist. Not just a console, it's a legally gray excuse to avoid your responsibilities. You will buy the Switch 2, not because you need it, but because your thumbs whisper to you in your sleep. It plays games, chats with friends, and may or may not be controlling your dreams, but that's fine. That's fine. You are getting sleepy, and now you desire 4K Mario at 60 frames a second. Buy the Switch 2, or live forever knowing you missed out on a portable Elden Ring.
I mean, how else am I going to play the only new first-party game from Nintendo without a Switch 2?
It's me, Matt.
$2.99.
The Switch 2 is strange. On one hand, it is the brand new console from Nintendo. On the other hand, it feels like an upgrade more than just a whole new console. This is the first release for Nintendo that doesn't feel like a true next-gen experience. At least for now. I've had the Switch 2 for a little over a few weeks, and in today's episode of Nostalgia Road, I'm going to take a deep dive into just how I feel about Nintendo's newest console. Oh man, I am so excited. I can't wait to play Switch 2 Welcome Tour when I get home.
2 hours later.
Oh my god, what is taking so long?
Some asshole is coming to pick up their Wii U, which they pre-ordered back in 2012.
I got my Wii U finally! Fuck yeah!
Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
Can't wait to play Nintendo Land!
Man, even after all of that, I sure can't wait to play the Switch 2. I guess I can't wait to play the Switch 2 tomorrow? Unboxing the Switch 2 is a very familiar experience. Appearance-wise, the system is really just the same as its older brother, even down to the console being at the top of the box, so it can be punctured by, oh geez, I don't know, maybe a staple? Yikes. The system itself, though, is a nice refresh from the Switch 1. They upgraded the rumble, power, and graphics to help boost the game quality up to what most compare it to a PS4 Pro or Xbox One X. The dock even has a 4K option as well as an Ethernet port. Smash Bros. Pros rejoice. Yay. When it comes to Nintendo, they've always done things a little differently. While Sony and Microsoft were busy building online ecosystems, Nintendo was out here saying, what if Mario turned into a cat? But with the Switch 2, they're finally catching up to 2012 and introducing two shockingly modern features, Game Share and Game Chat. Yes, the company that once made you use a smartphone app to talk to your friends has finally realized that maybe, just maybe, the console itself should be a part of the conversation. So let's start with Game Chat, Nintendo's long overdue answer to the question, why can't I talk to people? Gone are the days of juggling a second device like some kind of gaming air traffic controller. Switch 2 brings native voice and text chat, full party lobbies, and even emoji reactions so you can passive-aggressively respond when your teammate jumps off the map in Smash. It's the social experience Nintendo players have been dreaming about. The camera is straight from 2007. LimeWire not included. But the hell? I didn't start a game chat.
Hey, wait a second. Weren't you talking shit all weekend long about the Switch 2 at Midwest Gaming Classic?
Maybe.
Then why the hell did you buy one?
Because you stole mine.
No. Cut the crap. This is my Switch. Yours was the Zelda one. You're such a Nintendo fanboy. In fact, I think you owe me money because if I recall, you threw up all over our hotel room at Midwest Gaming Classic and I got fined.
Peace and quiet. Now, where was I? Nintendo actually dedicated a whole button on their new Switch 2 Pro controller for Game Chat. See that little C on it? It stands for chat. Get it? Anyways, I'm using my old Pro 1 controller since it's still compatible. The only downside is that you can't turn the Switch 2 on with it. That's right, Nintendo made it so you have to spend $85 in order to be able to turn on your Switch with your controller and join group chats.
You can't keep getting away with it!
Then there's Game Share. This lets you lend your digital games to a friend remotely. Think Netflix but for Zelda. No more awkwardly swapping carts like it's 2005, and no more trying to game the system with multiple accounts and a spreadsheet. If the game offers it, you'll be able to play multiplayer with your friends. And given Nintendo's past online stability, I was surprised that it worked pretty well, besides the fact that the game's quality drops down to 720p. It's a friendly feature, it's easy, and frankly, it's the kind of feature that makes you say, wait, this wasn't already a thing? One of the long-awaited features from Nintendo was the GameCube games, and Nintendo delivered. 3. I mean, who would pick just 3 games for the GameCube Classic launch?
Man, I can't believe Nintendo wants me to pick the games for the GameCube Classic's launch. Huh, alright, let's see what I can pick. Perfect.
Those 3 games, you ask? Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and F-Zero GX. All great games and fantastic add-ons to the Nintendo Classic library on Switch. But I feel for a brand new console they could have given us more than a few.
I think it's f***ing stock. Which part of that is unclear to you?
Especially when there's only one brand new first-party game. I could go more into it, but my good buddy GameCube Galaxy did an amazing in-depth video on it, and I encourage you to go check it out. Man, now that I'm all showered for the first time in months, it's time to go look at the Switch 2 games. Most video game launchers only include a handful of first-party games, and that is to be expected. They decided to put out a multiplayer game as their launch title for their flagship console. When it comes to the third-party launch games, it's games that have been out for years. The last of the games that came out at launch, if you want to call them games, are the Nintendo upgrades. The free upgrades are great and feel like just enough improvements to make you go back and play them in 4K. The paid ones, however, not so much. To be fair, it is only a $10 upgrade if you already own the game, but if you're buying Tears of the Kingdom for the first time, you'll be paying $80 for a copy.
He can't keep getting it.
So Mario Kart has gone open world. With the launch of Switch 2, Nintendo decided to take the series in a new direction. I mean, where else can you go from having pretty much every map on one game? And the result is Mario Kart World. It's still the game you remember, just stretched across one big interconnected map, and honestly, it works better than I expected. This isn't just a list of new tracks. Everything is stitched together, cities, forests, deserts, all forming a single explorable space. You can hop into free roam, drive around at your own pace, and stumble across hidden challenges, shortcuts, or just cool spots to take screenshots. Then when you're ready to race, it shifts into high gear. The races now support 24 players, and there are new mechanics like wall riding and something called charge jump, which is basically a fancy way to chain boosts if you time them right. Gameplay-wise, most of the modes you expect are still there. Grand Prix, time trials, versus mode, battle mode. But there are also two big additions. One's called Knockout Tour, where racers get eliminated at checkpoints. Overall, Mario Kart World is a step forward. It runs great, 60 frames handheld and up to 4K docked, and it looks sharp without overdoing it. The few gripes I have on it are that the 24 players can be too much at times. Free roam feels a bit empty, and all you really do is drive around. And some of the tracks involve long straightaways, which is the most boring thing you could put in a Mario Kart game. On the other hand, though, they added a cow.
Aw, he's so adorable.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell.
Still, the core racing is as fun as ever, and the new setting gives the series some room to breathe. It may not be a revolution some people expected, but it's a smart evolution. If this is the future of Mario Kart, I'm okay with that. A few tweaks here and there and we're good to go. Just maybe put a single player game next to it for the launch.
Now, I really can't remember the last time a video game company sold a demo to fans.
Hell, even Sony gave the PS5 a 5-hour platformer with Astro's Playroom for the price of free $99. But the craziest thing about it is that Nintendo used to be the kings of a free game at launch. You had Super Mario Bros. With the NES, Super Mario World with the Super Nintendo, and Tetris with the Game Boy. And who can forget Wii Sports with the Wii? That game alone was worth $10.
Dude, you broke.
But with modern day consumerism comes price tags on what should be free things. So let's take a look at the Switch 2's tech demo, the Welcome Tour. How are you going to charge a consumer $400 for a console and not include this? This tech demo is nightmare fuel. All you are doing the entire time is walking around a giant Switch 2 looking at the buttons, taking quizzes, and once in a while playing a minigame. This is not fun. For the love of God, do not buy this.
Thankfully, we have more first-party games from Nintendo to check out, right? Right?
Overall, the Switch 2 is fun and a much-needed refresh to the flagship Nintendo console. I have been having a blast with Editor Josh playing Mario Kart and even going back to play Mario Odyssey. But for the first time since the Wii U, I feel like I didn't have a need to race out and buy Nintendo's newest console.
More than $1 million worth of Nintendo Switch 2 consoles were stolen. The Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office says someone broke into a semi-truck carrying the video game consoles.
Come on. I know you're not doing anything right now. Pick up the phone. Yeah, hey, where's that $1.4 million you still owe me for editing?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of it right now. I'm working on it, okay? Talk to you later. Bye. It was still a blast to wait in line with other nerds like myself and see that they have the same feelings that I did before launch. With that being said, though, I am excited to see where the Switch 2 takes us.
I love when people call me. I never talk to anyone, so it's nice. Hello?
This is he. I'm getting sued by Nintendo? Again?
Go ahead, kiss me on my hot mouth.
I make $5,000 a month, bitch! I make $5,000 a month!
How will Dylan get out of this one? Will he ever feel the touch of a woman? And is he finally going to repay Editor Josh? Tune in next time on Nostalgia Road.
Bop it! Pull it! Smash that fucking subscribe button! Twist it! Like it!
Have you ever wanted to be a Toys R Us employee in the year 2001? Well, if so, I have just the thing for you. In today's episode of Nostalgia Road, we're going to learn how to slang Game Boy Advances like your drug dealer on a Saturday, and force customers into buying Game Boy accessories they don't need. Roll it!
I'm sure you've heard the phrase, there's never been a better time to be a Toys R Us kid. And I just want to add, there's never been a better time to be a Toys R Us kid working in the world of R-Zone.
Hi, yeah, do you mind telling me where the Game Boy section is? Got it, thanks. I knew they shouldn't have hired kids.
Today, we are going to briefly discuss Nintendo's major releases this year. The Nintendo GameCube, scheduled for a November 5th launch at a super retail price of $199.99.
Yeah, because that's a super retail price, alright. What is this, the Switch 2?
Nintendo anticipates supplying the U.S. market with 2 million units for the holiday season.
Well, at least they were over-prepared.
At last week's E3 show, GameCube stole the headlines with its innovative, compact design console specifically targeting the true game enthusiast. GameCube software will have some of the most compelling content targeting Toys R Us core customer, children 8 to 14.
He's talking about this, right? Nice.
And last but not least, we have the first of our major platform releases this year with Game Boy Advance. Available in-store on June 13th. Did you know that there have been over 120 million Game Boys sold since the birth of Game Boy?
Holy f***!
Toys R Us will kick off the Game Boy Advance launch with almost 200,000 units.
Holy f***!
In addition, there will be over 25 accessory options for the Game Boy Advance.
Holy!
Game Boy Color accessories do not work with Game Boy Advance. A great opportunity for add-on sales.
Yes. What a great opportunity to milk every fucking customer that walks in here.
Hi, how can I help you today?
Jesus, dude, you just scared the shit out of her.
Hi.
Hi, I'm here to pick up my son's Game Boy Advance system.
Great. How many units did you reserve?
Just one.
Okay.
What do you mean you didn't buy 6 of them? How am I supposed to hit my bonus now?
And what games did you reserve?
Well, none. I thought that he could play the games he had on this new unit.
Oh, absolutely. But take a look at how cool these new games are. The enhanced color, the graphics, it's all just so improved.
You know what? Thanks anyway. I'm going to let him use his old games still for a while.
I mean, to be fair, why the fuck would you buy a Game Boy Advance just to play the old games on it?
No problem. Just so you know, the Game Boy Advance accessories are not backwards compatible, so any accessories he currently has will not work on this system.
Really? Why not?
Well, it's pretty simple. Nintendo wants to make more money. Duh.
Well, just as the technology has improved, so have the accessories. The Worm Light, for example, now has a pass-through feature, allowing you to use the link cable at the same time, which was not available on the current system.
So I guess I really better get the new ones then.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah, which accessories does your son have now?
Okay, he has that Worm Light and the Game Link, I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
He's also got this thing that lets him strap it to a flashlight-looking device.
Got them both in stock. Here you go.
Excellent. Oh, thank you so much.
Do you want to hear about any of our other accessories?
You know what? I'm really in a hurry. I have to run.
Okay, great. Follow me. I'll ring you right up.
Yeah, so anyways, I get off at 6:30. You want to come over back to my place and hang out? I'm sure I can have my mom preheat the oven for the pizza rolls.
Hi. How can I help you today?
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm here to pick up my son's Game Boy Advance system.
Okay, how many units did you reserve?
We've got just one.
Okay, great. You know, we still have some extra units available. Maybe you have a friend that's looking for one?
No, I don't think so, but thank
Are you sure that you don't know anybody that would want one? Your grandparents, a teacher, your husband, the guy your husband's sleeping with?
Just wanted you to know we've got some in stock in case you wanted to add another unit to the family or if you have a friend that wants to get in on the fun.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks.
Okay.
Have you seen the new units?
No. Do you have one?
I have one right here.
Oh, let me see it.
It's my in a box.
Oh.
Does your son like to compete against his friends?
Does he? That's all he ever talks about.
Just so you know, the Game Boy Advance accessories are not backwards compatible, so any accessories he currently has will not work on this system.
Yep, we know. They're f***ing useless. Next.
Oh, really? Why not?
Well, just as the technology has improved, so have the accessories. The Wormlight, for example, now has a pass-through feature allowing you to use the link cable at the same time, which was not available on the current system.
So I guess I really better get the new ones then.
Ha! There it is.
And what games did you reserve?
None. I thought that he could play the games he had on this new unit.
Absolutely, but take a look at how cool some of these new games are.
Oh, wow.
He's going to be so happy with the graphic quality and action in these new games.
Okay.
For example, this game,
Yeah?
love this game, the F-Zero Maximum. It's rated E for everyone, so it's a great family game as well. It's an arcade-style racing game that operates on a futuristic track.
Ah, yes, the classic family game F-Zero. Now when everyone can hurtle up in front of a non-lit Game Boy Advance screen.
You know, I don't really know.
Well, it's really cool. For $29.99, it's a super game with really vivid graphics and colors.
It is his birthday coming up. Okay, I'm getting it.
Great.
You're telling me it was that easy? God, I bet if he told her about Pokemon Cox, she would have bought 3 copies. I know I did.
If you're gonna get the game,
Yeah?
the buyer's guide is great. This will help your son have confidence in mastering this game.
Joke's on you, he can't read.
Make sure he looks at it. There are lots of great playing tips in here that I'm sure he'll be really interested in. And he can learn all sorts of different ways to win the race, giving him more challenges, so he'll also want to play the game longer, making it a better value.
You're right. He will definitely love that.
Great.
Oh, you know he will.
Thanks. Oh, you know what I wanted to ask you? Is there like a volume control? You know, he plays this in the car a lot and it gets a little...
No, I've got just what you need.
Okay.
Listen.
Yeah, I can go get you some earplugs, you fucking idiot.
You really should start thinking about an AC or car adapter.
That sounds a little expensive.
Well... Listen, if you're doubtful about the value of an adapter, look at it this way. 180 hours of play will cost roughly $23 in batteries. At that rate, you'll have the $19.99 paid off in no time. In addition, you save time because you won't be making all those trips to the store to get more batteries. Well, would you like to get the AC adapter and the car adapter?
I don't know. Let me think about that.
Sure, no problem.
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Are you interested in learning on how to protect your investment?
I don't know what you mean.
This carrying case I've got on. Keep the
Oh.
unit protected. It's made from very durable nylon. You know, better yet, having the carrying case keeps all the parts in one place.
Right.
I can't tell you the number of times I get parents coming in here with stories about parts getting lost. It's a great investment. And it comes in a variety of colors. Which ones do you think
Well,
he
do
would
you have
like?
it in black?
We do.
That's his favorite.
Okay, great. Well, what else can I help you find?
You know, nothing. I think I have it all. This
Great.
is great.
Well, I'll meet you up at the register with your system, your carrying case, and some batteries. And next time you're here, please make sure to stop in and tell me how your son likes F-Zero Maximum. I'll be curious to know if he likes it as much as I do.
Yeah, so here's my shrine, my favorite game of all time, F-Zero. Man, that Captain Falcon is badass. He can fuck, if you know what I mean. What do you think?
We just saw a fantastic example of a world leader using the magic of selling to assist our guests. Now it's up to you to make what we just saw a reality in every Toys R Us location on June 13th, when Game Boy Advance is released.
Jeez, I mean, could you make it any more obvious that you're reading off of a teleprompter?
This marks the start of the most powerful lineup of video games ever launched in a single year. Advanced is a wonderful platform for Toys R Us to showcase our selling and service skills. But let's face it, we can easily sell thousands of Game Boy Advance systems. That isn't difficult given the excitement surrounding its release. The problem is the profit margins are razor thin, not unlike most other hardware systems. We only make $7 on every unit sold. The challenge is to sell thousands of games and accessories with the hardware. That's where the profitability lies.
And if you don't sell them, you're fucking dead. Capiche? Dead.
Our goal is to sell 2 pieces of software and 2 accessories with every hardware unit. Remember, the accessories our guests already own for traditional Game Boy are not compatible with Advance, so they really need the new accessories.
You really sound convincing there, Gary.
Let me show you how you can take a hardware sale with $7 profit and convert it to $33. As you can see, by selling 2 pieces of crack cocaine, you add on $14 in profit to the sale and another $12 with the accessories. That's your challenge, to add 4 or 5 times the hardware profit margin by selling software and accessories with each and every Game Boy Advance. Most importantly, when you sell games and accessories, everybody wins. Our guests will be delighted because you've enhanced the play value of the new system.
I'm sure the customer's real excited about spending an additional $200 on their Game Boy Advance.
You've really made the trip to Toys R Us a productive one. So get ready. The countdown to June 13th has begun.
My God, I need to prepare. I need to be ready. This is going to be the biggest thing in 2001. All this isn't just late fees and pizza grease. This is my origin story.
Hey, welcome to the pizza-powered PlayStation giveaway. Grab that scratch and win card that comes with this CD and scratch away because you could win some very cool stuff, including PlayStation game consoles, video games, and a grand prize of $200,000. So give it a shot.
In the era before downloadable demos and gaming influencers, gaming came in 3 flavors: Blockbuster rentals, underground demo discs, and pizza boxes that doubled as treasure chests.
What the hell?
This is the story on how 3 weird, chaotic forces, Pizza Hut, Blockbuster, and PlayStation Underground, helped shape the way we played games in the 90s, and why I still salivate whenever I hear a PS1 disc tray click shut.
It's me, Matt. It's the Pizza Head Show.
Hey, everybody! Where the motherfucking cheese go at? I don't know.
If you grew up in the 90s, the Friday night trip to Blockbuster wasn't just an errand, it was an event. You didn't just go in, you marched in like a little general on a mission. You'd race past the candy, past the staff picks, the VHS shelf that was just 9 copies of Twister, and land in the Holy Land, the game wall. This was your battlefield. A wall of possibilities, N64, PlayStation, SNES, and if your chosen game wasn't there, let's say somebody already rented GoldenEye, that was your first lesson in heartbreak. Renting was the only way to try before you buy. You had 2 days to beat the whole game. You were cramming the entire Crash Bandicoot trilogy into a single weekend like you were doing finals at Gamer University. $3.99 and a laminated plastic card opened the door to hundreds of dollars worth of playtime. And if you didn't return it on time, hello late fees.
Hi, yes, I'd like to rent this copy of Deadfall starring Nicolas Cage. I heard he's great in it.
You owe me a lot of fucking money, Nostalgia Road. You know what happens when you don't pay my late fees.
No. But we didn't care, because every Friday night, the game wall glowed that blue and yellow shrine. It was magical. It was chaos. Blockbuster played a fundamental role in shaping 90s gaming. It gave us access, variety, and drama. It taught us that not every game was worth $60, and that sometimes life doesn't give you a second save file. In the 90s, if you wanted to be cool, you joined a club. And if you were a gamer, you joined the PlayStation Underground.
Hey kid, wanna buy some crack?
Well, my mom loves it, but she says I'm not old enough to try it yet.
How about joining my gang? We're called the PlayStation Underground.
Okay, what do I have to do?
It's easy. Just take this, and kill that guy over there.
Okay, thanks, mister. Gee, I've never had one of these before.
Okay, no, it wasn't a gang. It was a not-so-secret society that delivered PlayStation demo discs, developer interviews, and Maximum Edge straight to your mailbox, all wrapped in graphics that looked like they were designed by someone who just discovered Photoshop filters. Let's talk about how PlayStation Underground went far beyond a simple marketing ploy. It was a digital religion for 90s kids with dial-up internet and way too much Mountain Dew in their bloodstream. They launched in 1997 and came out quarterly. What made PlayStation Underground so brilliant was the vibe. This wasn't your parents' game coverage, this was edgy, grungy. Every transition had fire or static. Every font screamed, "This is extreme." You weren't merely gaming, you were a part of something underground. When the disc loaded, it didn't just show a menu. It dropped you in a futuristic hacker UI with pulsing red lights, menus that sometimes looked like you were breaking into the Pentagon just to preview Ape Escape. You had hosts that talked like they were legally required to reference Tony Hawk, MTV, and cyberspace every 10 seconds. One minute they're showing you a new trailer for Spyro the Dragon, and the next you're watching a tour of Naughty Dog's office where half the team is wearing cargo shorts and no one seems to have a boss. It was chaotic, it was stylish, and it was peak 90s. But beneath the neon grunge and pixel smoke, PlayStation Underground actually mattered. It gave players access to games before they were released, insight to the people making those games, and a sense of community before online forums were really a big thing. For many kids, this was the only way they found out about games like Intelligent Cube, Toomba, or Jet Moto 2. And if you didn't like the game, no problem. It was just a demo. You didn't have to trade your one birthday gift for it. It encouraged curiosity. It gave you a sampler plate of genres you never would have touched otherwise. And the best part, you didn't even need the internet. So yeah, PlayStation Underground was more than a demo disc. It was a vibe. A passport into the weird, wonderful, slightly edgy world of PlayStation in its prime. R.I.P. Underground. The only club where you didn't need a fake ID to get in. Just a DualShock and a dream. Now, PlayStation Underground kicked off the idea of using these promotional discs, but they weren't the only ones to master it. In the late 90s, no one did demo discs more unexpectedly and more deliciously than Pizza Hut. That's right, in 1998, Pizza Hut didn't just feed your stomach, they fed your PlayStation too. Let's rewind to 1998. Pizza Hut announces a special offer. Order a large pizza, get a free PlayStation demo disc. This was the summer of pizza power. Two things kids love: video games and cheese, now combined. It was like the Triforce of 90s marketing. There were 3 discs. 2 of them were volumes and the other one was a one-off. You had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Crash Bandicoot Warped, Metal Gear Solid, Final Fantasy VII, Medieval, and oddly enough, Ape Escape, which required a DualShock controller and not a lot of people had those yet. Here's the thing though, it wasn't simply a marketing stunt, it was a cultural touchstone. Pizza Hut, a fast food chain, accidentally became one of the most influential gaming distributors of the decade. Think about it. Before this, you only played what your cousin had or what your parents guessed you liked on how cool the cover art looked at Blockbuster. But Pizza Hut was putting actual top-tier games into your hands for the low price of a personal pan pizza. One slice equals 280 calories, but one demo disc equals infinite childhood memories. Suddenly, gamers weren't just playing what they could afford. They were trying new games. RPGs, platformers, skateboarding games. I mean, we're talking genres that most kids would never buy blind. These discs were playable mixtapes of the greatest hits of 1999. To this day, people talk about the Pizza Hut demo discs with a weird amount of reverence. It's up there with the Rosetta Stone and the Dead Sea Scrolls in terms of historical importance. You'll still find subreddit threads where people say things like, "The Pizza Hut disc introduced me to Metal Gear Solid. I owe my tactical espionage life to a $5.99 stuffed crust combo." This wasn't all about nostalgia, it was about access. It was one of the first real taste testers of gaming. And the best part? There were no loot boxes, no paid skins, just you, a greasy controller, and 30 minutes of game time before the disc rebooted and made you play Jet Moto again. So the next time you see someone unironically wearing a Pizza Hut bucket hat, salute them. They remember the golden age, the age of free games with carbs. Pizza Hut did more than satisfy appetites. They molded a generation of gamers, one greasy demo disc at a time. Oh man, I'm in the TV again. This happened the last time I ate Pizza Hut and drank Mountain Dew and then fell asleep for 6 hours. I need to stop doing that. Well, anyways, thanks for watching Nostalgia Road, and until next time... Oh, shit, what was that? Oh shit! Oh, fuck! No! My bag! Oh, don't miss the job! Don't! Come in, Zero. Do you read me?
Loud and clear, Nostalgia Snake. Are you ready for your next mission?
Affirmative. But why did you drag me out of the game room? I hate touching grass.
This time it's to find an early copy of Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, as well as Agent Solid Snake.
A Snake Eater remake?
That's right. And this time you'll be alone. No outside help. Just you and your CQC.
Great. I haven't practiced that in years. This bandana. We must be pretty close. Ah, shit! Ah, my eye! Ah, my eye! Ah. Welcome to the jungle, where the trees have ears, guards have dogs, and your only friend is a calorie-burning snake you must eat raw. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater isn't just a stealth game. It's an all-you-can-eat Cold War buffet of drama, betrayal, and survival mechanics that make you question why you ever complained about regenerating health. Cue the montage. Snake crawling through mud, Snake punching crocodiles and wearing their heads.
Oh no, he's hot!
Snake tragically dying while the codec screams an echo through the void. And the cardboard box? Yeah, thankfully that still made the cut. Because Kojima may be a visionary, but even visionaries know not to mess with the classics. In today's episode of Nostalgia Road, we're going full CQC on why Snake Eater still slaps.
Oh, Snake, what's up? Why are you naked?
It feels good.
It's time to salute a classic. Snake Eater was a seismic shift in tone and structure. Instead of pushing forward from the events of Metal Gear Solid 2, Kojima yanks us backwards to 1964. Welcome to the Cold War, baby. You are now Naked Snake, aka Big Boss before he became Big Boss. Just a guy, a soldier, a man with a mullet and a dream. What the hell? Why can't I move? Tiger, what do I do?
Dumbass, didn't you read the manual?
No, I didn't buy the game CIB.
What kind of game collector doesn't buy the game CIB?
Wait, so I can't move while I'm crouched? Ugh, what was Kojima thinking? I don't have time for this whatsoever. I'll stick to crawling around. My knees are gonna kill me.
I bet they are.
What is that supposed to mean? After the backlash of Metal Gear Solid 2, Kojima hit reset. Fans were confused, even betrayed. Wait, I'm not Snake? Became a rally cry. So Snake Eater is partially a love letter to fans, a stripped-down, raw, back-to-basics stealth sim that also happens to be an emotional sucker punch disguised as an espionage thriller. This game dares to throw out every crutch. It's the first game in the series without a high-tech setting, without sci-fi robots popping out of vending machines, without codec delivering your every next move. And yeah, that's why it works. It's Kojima flexing, saying, watch me still blow your mind without futuristic tech. I'll use trees. So what happens when you strip Snake of his gadgets, his radar, and his little nanomachine cheats? You get survival stealth. you get the kind of gameplay that makes you pause the game just to catch your breath. First, the camouflage system. This isn't just cosmetic. Your choice of camo directly affects how visible you are.
They're never gonna find me here. Oh, shit.
Snake, what are you doing?
What do you mean? I'm blending in.
The only thing you'll be blending into is a Melee Smash tournament. Now get back to the mission.
Ugh. Fine.
Well, I guess it's official.
Wait. Who are you? And what are you doing on our code frequency?
Think of it more as a conversation.
Listen, if you don't get off this frequency right now, I'll tell everyone where the bodies are.
I like that.
Ugh, you would.
And then there's stamina. Snake gets hungry.
This is great. Yummy.
He gets tired, and yes, he needs a snack. Frequently.
This is horrible.
Injuries. No magic health potions here. Break a leg, splint it. Get burned, apply ointment. Get shot, pull out the bullet and disinfect the wound and then stitch it up manually.
At this rate, I'll have my PhD in no time.
Compared to the hallways and offices of past Metal Gear titles, Snake Eater's jungle is alive. It's hostile, and it breathes. You're stalking and surviving, not just sneaking. Missions can be tackled with surprising creativity. You can lay traps, bait enemies, or shake down guards for gear. And yet, it never becomes a chore.
Hi, and welcome back to Snake's Stealth School for Suckers. In today's video, the cardboard box. It's really simple. All you do is hide under the box and walk right past the enemy. And remember, if you can't see them, they can't see you. Unless they can, and then you're dead.
Hey, there he is.
Ah, shit.
Now let's talk story, and I hope you brought tissues, because I sure didn't. Snake Eater gives us Naked Snake at his most vulnerable. In the intro mission, aka Virtuous Mission, he starts as a loyal soldier, just following orders. But by the end, he's a broken man, shattered by betrayal, loyalty, and the painful truth that sometimes being a hero means doing something horrible. Speaking of Virtuous Mission, let's Halo jump into the prologue. It's a standalone operation that feels like a standard covert op. Infiltrate Soviet territory, rescue a defector, get out. Simple, surgical, virtuous. And for about 30 minutes, you think you're playing a stripped-down Cold War James Bond simulator. It's Snake's first real solo mission under Fox. And the stakes feel just high enough to matter, but not world-ending, yet. Then, the game pulls the rug from under you. The defector Sokolov doesn't stay rescued. Your mentor, the boss, defects to the Soviets? Unthinkable.
And this is where we start getting the never-ending double crossings. Okay.
Her brutal judo flip betrayal snaps more than Snake's ribs. It shatters his entire worldview. And when the Shagohod prototype is revealed and Volgin nukes his own allies, you suddenly realize this isn't a spy thriller, it's a tragedy in the making, dressed in camouflage and false optimism. The brilliance of Virtuous Mission is that it feels like the game until it doesn't. Not only is it a tutorial, it's a prologue disguised as a whole arc. Kojima uses it to condition you with confidence, then slaps you with betrayal, global consequences, and the personal failure of Snake. After surviving the humiliation of Virtuous Mission, a week later Snake is sent back to the same jungle. Along the way, Snake meets Eva, a female fatale with a motorcycle, and a habit of showing up at just the right moment with just enough information. She's the classic spy film archetype, seductive, secretive, maybe trustworthy, maybe not. But in Snake Eater, that ambiguity isn't just flavor, it's core to the story. Everyone is lying to someone, everyone is someone else. As we make our way through the jungle and finally find where they're keeping the Shagohod, we make our way to the next mandatory checklist scene in any Metal Gear game, the torture scene. Not only is the torture scene a nod to Metal Gear in general, it marks the turning point to Snake's descent. After being captured by Volgin, Snake is beaten, humiliated, and forced to watch the boss stand in silence. No comfort, no explanation, just betrayal with a cold stare. And it's not just physical, it's psychological. Every punch chips away at Snake's identity, and then comes the eye. In a split-second act to protect Eva's cover, Snake throws himself into danger and loses his right eye. It's not just a war wound, it's symbolic. From that moment on, Snake is never whole again. That soldier who entered the jungle is gone. What crawls out of that cell is the beginning of Big Boss. And when Snake finally escapes, it's not victory, it's survival at a cost. The mission continues, but Snake carries that trauma in every step, every scar, and every silent glance back at what he left behind. Snake himself begins to fracture. His mission isn't just testing his body, it's tearing at his soul. Every time he heals a broken bone or digs out a bullet, he's physically reinforcing the myth of the perfect soldier, but mentally, he's crumbling. His enemy isn't just Vulcan or the Cobra unit, it's the idea that loyalty and patriotism can be clean, simple, or righteous. Snake Eater argues that they can't, and never were. By the time Snake confronts the boss in that field of white flowers, the jungle is behind him, but the weight of his choices has only grown. The mission has done its job, and Snake has proven his skill. But what he's lost, his innocence, his mentor, and his sense of truth, is far heavier than anything he carries on his back. The operation may have been successful, but the cost is the birth of Big Boss and the death of everything that made Snake human. That ending is still one of the most heartbreaking scenes in gaming history. A slow fight in a field of white flowers, a single gunshot, a salute, and then silence. This is Metal Gear Cinema. Silhouettes of guns and snakes, jazz, a vocalist belting about thrills and tree frogs. The game treats every cutscene like a mini movie. The camera lingers, but it's intentional. And then there's the infamous ladder scene. 2 minutes, no dialogue, no enemies, just Snake climbing and climbing. And then the theme song fades in.
You know, Hideo may have used this to hide the loading screen, but it was worth it.
Is it indulgent? Absolutely, but it also works. It slows you down, it forces you to breathe, and by the time Snake reaches the top, you feel it. Cinematography doesn't just look good, it plays you like a fiddle.
They played us like a damn fiddle!
You're feeling every frame as you watch.
But you're so supreme. I give my life.
Every boss fight in Snake Eater tells a story, not just through dialogue, but through design.
Welcome to the Cobra unit. Fear, pain, fury, sorrow, and the end. It's like fighting all the 7 deadly sins if they were just wearing gas masks.
But before we set our sights on Cobra unit, we run into our old dear friend, Revolver Ocelot. Oh, I'm sorry, just plain Ocelot.
It's a good gun, I'll give you that. But the engravings give you no tactical advantage whatsoever, unless you're planning on auctioning it off.
This is his origin story where he's still not known for his revolvers yet, and we'll eventually run back into him again where we have a duel from opposite cliffs, showing each other who has the biggest gun.
Nice.
But before we can finish the job, we get sideswiped by the bees.
Not the bees! Ah! Out of my eyes! Ah!
And end up falling into caves looking for our way out. But much like an EpiPen, we have bees to stop. The pain? He's got bees. That's his whole thing. And somehow, it works. He weaponizes hornets and screams, "Feel my pain." He's ridiculous, and he's perfect. I mean, it's classic Hideo Kojima villain design at its best. He'll use his bees as a shield, grenade, and bullets, all while you hide in the water waiting for the perfect time to strike.
Not the bees!
The Fear is a stealthy, freaky contortionist who whispers threats while clinging to trees. Creepy, agile, possibly possessed by gymnastic demons, this fight is all about keeping your eyes peeled for the Fear in the trees as he uses a stealth camo to pretty much turn invisible. The end is this game's crown jewel boss fight. A legendary sniper fight that can last hours, or wait a week for him to die of old age.
Major, how do I beat this old Six Flag looking sniper?
Have you tried getting good?
What's that supposed to mean?
If you can't do it the skillful way, try using a time machine.
That's right, much like previous Kojima boss fights, this one has a fourth wall breaking solution. Just wait. If you save the game and then wait a week, you can beat him just with old age. Or if you're impatient like me, change the date on your PS2. The Fury is an angry cosmonaut with a flamethrower. Literal fire and rage. Also, he explodes. This boss fight is a game of hide and seek in a dark Soviet bunker. Kinda like the Raven boss fight from MGS1. But only now, this Raven can fly. All thanks to his jetpack. Once you learn his pattern and how to dodge his flamethrower attacks, you can launch him to the moon. The Sorrow doesn't fight at all. He makes you walk through a river of your sins, the souls of everyone you've killed. And if you play it as a pacifist, the river's empty. It's a symbolic look into your journey. You see the enemies you've killed so far, even if you didn't know the helicopter pilots counted as kills. It also makes you want to go back for another playthrough and do a true no-kill run. Volgin in most Metal Gear games would be the one you've waited for in the climax of the game, but Snake Eater is built differently. Similar to Liquid Snake in MGS1, you fight Volgin one-on-one, then against him while he pilots a very early designed Metal Gear. We then have to lure Volgin out of the Metal Gear and headshot his ass.
Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot!
The boss. This is it. The moment that we didn't believe would come. If Snake had it his way, we wouldn't be doing what we're about to do. But we have to. We have to finish the mission. And Boss doesn't make that easy. She explains why she did what she did and that we have to kill her in order to succeed to prevent World War III. Thus kicks off the final battle. In this battle, we have to use our stealth and CQC skills in the ultimate test. While hiding in the white flowers, we wait for Boss to come close and strike, like a snake capturing its prey. This fight isn't hard by any means, but it makes you feel something. It makes you hurt. You've come to know Boss as your mentor and a mother figure, but as you pull the trigger, the game ends.
Well, after about 40 minutes of cutscenes. But if you think that's bad, play MGS4. Watch MGS4.
Every encounter reinforces the themes: war, trauma, guilt, and legacy. It's not just cool boss mechanics, you're being judged. Few games make boss fights feel this personal or this judgmental, and no other game makes you pause and ask, wait, am I the villain here? Time is the ultimate test for any game. Some age like fine wine, others age like milk in a hot jungle.
Snake Eater? Still pretty delicious.
Revered, remixed, and memed to oblivion, Snake Eater transcended its generation.
Snake Eater influenced an entire genre of stealth action games. From The Last of Us to Red Dead and even Ghost of Tsushima. You can see traces of it in its DNA.
And with Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater on the horizon, we're getting a chance to relive it all in 4K with modern controls. Hopefully without sacrificing the weirdness. So where does that leave us? Snake Eater is the heart of the Metal Gear Solid series, the soul. It's where Big Boss was born, not from glory, but from pain. He didn't become a legend by choice, he became a legend because he had no other option. When you replay Snake Eater, it hits differently. You know how it ends, you know who lives, you know who lies, and it still breaks you. It's one of those rare games where the emotional impacts outlast the gameplay. Sure, you might forget a specific jungle route or guard patrol, but you'll never forget the white flowers and the salutes, all while that song plays. So here is your call to action. Replay Snake Eater, relive the climb, revisit the boss, and remind yourself why this game lives in our hearts.
And tell me, what is your favorite boss fight? Unless it's the pain, because bees are pretty unforgivable.
Not the bees!
I can't believe I failed my mission again. Foxhound's never going to accept my application now. Well, there's really only one more thing left to do. Play a Solid Snake in Fortnite.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill, I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my You're so supreme. I give my life.
Is Nostalgia Snake aware yet? Negative. He hasn't a clue that he's a pawn in a much bigger game.
Good. The less he knows, the better.
Agreed. The Patriots want him alive for what happens next.
Look, I'm not talking about killing the games. People love sitting down for a little 5-card. I'm saying we put a tariff on the pots, 2%. Goes to that.
The voice that sells and the fist that yells.
Billy Mays! Anthony Sullivan!
I'm gonna do the ribeye, medium rare, but I want it sloppy.
Sloppy steak?
Yeah, hit it with the sauce. Let it run all over.
You got it.
Not crazy. I know he swapped those numbers. I knew it was 12-16. One after Magna Carta. As if I could ever make such a mistake. Never.
Donnie, you hear that heartbeat? That's not the crowd. That's your chest rattling, because you know what's in this case.
You're watching AITV. Up next, Will Smith eats spaghetti. Followed by Bill Clinton and Donald Trump making love. AITV, where creativity goes to die.
Ugh, American TV has gotten so bad. If only there was something I could watch before the big meal tonight. Wait a second. I know what we could watch. 90s Japanese ads!
It's me, Matt! What the fuck?
Now, Japan is known for having high-profile celebrities do questionable TV ads. Let's kick off our celebrity section with none other than... The Terminator. Holy hell! Arnold is going to town on that dough. All that for cup noodle? That's like if I trained for a marathon just to walk down the street. Looks like Mr. Freeze couldn't hack it making noodles, so now he's working a 9 to 5. What the fuck was in that noodle cup? Holy shit! This is literally every delivery driver around the holidays.
With the box, what was in the box?
Me likey where this is going. God damn it, Arnold. Way to kill the mood. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm probably gonna have nightmares about this for the next week. Look guys, it's Rambo Simmons. Look at Stallone hamming it up for the camera. Get it? Hamming? Because it's a commercial. That was a weird ass ham commercial, and I would know because I've eaten a lot of ham.
Byron. 食べ比べたらわかります。Byron. 肉の旨味が生きています。糸ハムだから美味しい。
What does sausage have to do with golf?
弾ける美味しさ。Byron.
Rocky's really moving up in the world. Another food ad for the toy maker. Man, does somebody have a kink with him and food in Japan or what? Your soul feels the air. Sweet old little man. Ah! Shit.
この美味しさがスープだ。クノールスープ。
All that horror for soup? Why don't you just have Pennywise come in for a Nick Jr. ad?
Mr. Cage!
Oh, finally. Somebody's sane and level-headed.
We have your autograph?
All right. So, you're twins.
No. We're triplets.
Triplets? Oh my god, they're everywhere.
I'm on my way, Japan. Pachinko wa Sankyo.
What the fuck? Only in Japan can you shout fever for a pachinko commercial. Huh. This must be the commercial for the PS1 game Clock Tower. Didn't know McFly was in here. Never mind. Must be an ad for some landscaping company.
Good afternoon.
Or a soda. You know what? I'm not even gonna ask.
5, 4.
World famous musician Bruce Willis?
He's crashing. Get me
Please, Doctor.
2, 1.
Oh my god, what the fuck are they doing to Herbie?
車のドクターはここにいる。エネオスのドクタードライブ全国拡大中。Move you.
Bravo, bravo. And moved I was, Bruce Willis. Moved I was.
この惑星の子供たちと呼ばれる存在には。
Holy fuck, you killed him.
おはようございます。
超重要でありんだよ。そう。
全身でぶつかっていかなくてはならない。
Thanks for the sweet haircut.
もしよかったら付き合って。
I remember my teacher using one of those, but she used it on my face instead of the ground.
ただ、
教師としてあるまじきそういう。
この惑星の教育は加減が難しい。でも君はいい教師になる。缶コーヒーのボス、レインボーマウンテン。
Damn, I thought this was going to be an ad for alcohol because that would have been even funnier.
あ、ねえ、いつつながりやすくなるのか聞いてきたあなた。
俺がか。この惑星の。
He became a maid? Damn.
電波いつ良くなるのよ。
順次良くなりますので。
順次っていつよ。
もうしばらくお待ちください。
ダメだこりゃ。
Let's see what happens when we take out Tommy Lee Jones and replace him with Hassan Piker.
もっと暖かくなるエアコンに変えてください。
Oh my god, it's Hulk Hogan!
細長だから
Is he pushing out a log or something?
快適ゾーン4倍
What's your next desire?
Well, brother, since you asked, I could really use an NES cart with 30 games in one. Know of any?
Let me tell you something, Maniac Mike. This Maxi Vision Challenge is the toughest I've ever seen. 細
長だからファジー速弾静かでパワフル日立の
Big Flow.
I guess that works.
Back to you, Maniac Mike. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
We're only 5 seconds in, and I know this was made for some sick fuck's fetish.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
Honestly, I'm glad he knows the 7 days of the week. That's the first thing to go with CTE.
毎日
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
日
Wednesday,
立の細長
Thursday,
は
Thursday, Friday,
静か
Saturday,
サラサ
Sunday
ラ
comes again.
綺麗な空気体には細長が気持ちいいんです
Hulk, why are you in your underwear? This is an AC commercial.
本当に土佐行くの？
タラおじちゃんまで
Quentin Tarantino? Hold on. Before we watch any further, I'm just going to do something that I know he'll like. Yeah. Get those right. Getting a role in Hollywood's tough.
こいつは本気だ。
落ち着いて。
I don't remember this scene from Kill Bill.
電話だ。タラいる？奥さんよ。タラ？
タラちゃんです。
Uh-oh. Busted.
早く帰ってこい。
おいおい。携帯につなぐスピーカーもらえます。
Man, I gotta wonder how much Japan spent to convince these celebrities to film these. Hey, everything has its price. Now, the other major marketing focus in Japan is their video game industry. After all, Japan is the titan of video games, so their commercials have to be good too, right?
Today's special is the deluxe burger with your choice of toppings. Would you like to try that?
Wait a second. This doesn't sound like Japanese.
Yes. Would you like some fresh vegetables? We have lettuce, tomatoes, onions, pickles, sauerkraut, and avocado.
Yes.
Fried egg?
Yes.
Bacon? Extra cheese?
Yes.
Really?
Sounds like my average lunch order. Yeah, that'll be all. I'm just trying to eat a little light today. Speaking of that, can you make that soda a diet?
Would you like that for here or to go?
Yes.
今度は生きた英語を聞いてかもっと英語
Ah, yes, a Nintendo DS game that instructs you on how to order fast food in America. Does the second game instruct you on how to order insulin shots?
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Hi, yeah, I actually turns out I'm a little bit hungrier than I thought. Can you put in another order of what I just had? Don't want to have my blood sugar be too low for the rest of my shift, you know? This is like a 90s sitcom intro. This is like that one time I got a restraining order against me for working in PlayStation sales. Get back here, you son of a bitch. You didn't buy this PlayStation 1 yet.
PlayStation.
What kind of fucking subliminal messaging is that? Avengers, assemble.
この夏、奴らがプレイステーション2に大集合。
Wait a second. That music. It sounds familiar.
We can make your life just a little bit easier. How? Life hacks!
PlayStation.
Wait, why are they standing there like that? Okay. Well, go on, do something. Oh.
11月11日
These PlayStation commercials are getting so vague.
PlayStation 3発売
Play Beyond.
I need to know what kind of drugs they were on back then.
Stop!
Oh my god. People running in an office. Somebody check what day and year it is. Phew, okay. We're good. It's just a Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty commercial.
PlayStation.
Oh my god, I thought you guys checked the date. This seems like a normal horror game commercial. What the is this a horror game or is this an American school simulator? What a fucked up commercial. I can see why this didn't air in America.
Game Boy Advance.
ソニックとピンボールソニックとピンボールHey you ソニック君の負け自分のゲームなのにね
今度のソニックはピンボールソニックピンボールパーティー
Hi, yes, Sonic, now that I've got you where I want you, I have just one question. Do you mind if you'd read some of my fan fiction I made of you? You'll find it to be quite erotic.
1994年それははるか土星で開発された
Is this a commercial for the hit movie Coneheads?
Saturn from Saturn.
64ビット級ゲームマシンセガサターン地球新発売
Sega.
Yeah, because that really made me want to buy a new console.
本当かい？
はいセガが変わりました変わった変わった
そうか。
セガが一番面白いよ
いやおじさんホッとしたよ。
嘘だよセガなんていらないよいらないいらない帰ってプレステやろうやらないよ
待ってくれ。
専務大丈夫ですか？
Did Sega really make a commercial to show that their entire company was fully cooked?
爪が折れちゃった。
立つんだ湯川専務
See, kids, wasn't that just fun? Now you may be asking yourself, nostalgia, weren't all those commercials AI? And well, you'd be wrong. That's just what happens when you throw a bunch of money at celebrities and crack marketing teams to do stupid shit. You'd be surprised what people will sell out for. That's my pager. That must be my agent with a new marketing gig. Perfect.
Welcome to Mario Kart.